We're good. We're live. Hi. Hi, everybody. This is me turning off CNN for the first time in 5 days. Literally, it's been running
Congratulations.
the entire time. And I guess I just want to start by providing some context of like the state of the world right now. You might see that Joanna is wearing a little Biden Harris swag. Um, and that's because today we found out this morning that Biden won. Like, Trump is gone. Not gone, but leaving. Trump is going to leave the White House, and Biden is going to join with Kamala, who, like, can we even?
Uh,
I can't stand it.
so stoked.
Um, and like, it's just we're gonna start this, obviously, you all know, at 8, and we pushed it because we found out this morning, and we all just watched it and we're crying, and now we're like high on adrenaline. And I guess I just want to provide Joanna and Alena a moment to talk about anything that they're feeling politically, um, before we dive into like twist land. I just want to give the space because like I don't know about you all, but I'm like high on life right now. Alena, do you want to say anything?
Sure. So if someone still doesn't know, I'm Russian. So I've been living in the United States for 9 years and I'm still not a citizen. So I did not vote in this election. But in the next election, I will vote, and I will vote for whoever new if I don't think Joe Biden is gonna be running again, but whoever's he's gonna endorse, I'm gonna be all there. I'm
Absolutely.
so happy for you guys. I'm so happy for all of us. We did it. You did it.
We did it.
We.
You're part of this. Joanna, do you want to say anything?
I mean, I just like the relief is just insane. I mean, it's the best feeling. It's funny because my fiance Corey and I started dating 4 years ago exactly. So it's like our whole relationship has been this other presidency. And so it just feels like I just am over the moon relieved. And it gives me some hope for our country. I know there's a lot to be done, but I just feel so hopeful. And watching that speech just now, I like every time the word science was uttered, I re-broke into tears because I think that was more times the word science was said than in all of Trump's presidency. So I'm just feeling really good. And like Twist is like one of my favorite things ever. So it's just a great day for me.
Yay. Eric?
I have nothing else that hasn't been said, so I'm here and I'm
Totally.
happy and matching the mood.
Correct. Blue. Blue wave, blue wall. I just like feel 10 feet taller, like the weight of the world for so long. And it's just like, ah, it's so nice. Um, Fabulous. Let's dive into Twist then. Um, so we've live streamed one time before this, and it went really well.
It
People
did. People really
enjoyed
enjoyed.
watching like as much as playing, which is something that I've known all along as like the resident, like watch the playbacks, make the highlights videos, like improving games. Like I'm constantly watching these things like football or sports ball tapes to like try to make things better. And like I've always been obsessed with watching these games and trying it like it gives me like a Sleep No More or like a Then She Fell immersive theater vibe because
Hmm.
often like you're watching someone's like conversation, and if I watch like an entire 4-hour journey of one person, and I'm just like trying to cull through various things that are happening, and then I watch someone else's 4-hour journey, and like I start to see the way that these things are like building on each other and overlapping with each other, I swear it gives me like these Sleep No More vibes where I'm like watching one actor do something and then that actor like runs away and I pick up with a different actor and then at some point they like cross paths and overlap, and it gives me such good cathartic like vibes, and I'm really excited to test that this evening. This is the second time that we're live streaming. However, this time instead of watching a live stream, we're doing it's playback Twitch, and we are going to watch two different journeys of the same game with Alena and Joanna. Alena's game we're going to watch first, and then we're going to watch Joanna's game and see how they tango together. It is one of our fan favorites, Eric's personal favorite, Bounty.
Guilty.
Bounty is what we're going to watch. But before we dive in, I would love to also give you both a chance to just introduce yourselves and say who you are and like shout out to your friends and family if you want, plugs if you want, like whatever you want. This is your time. This is your moment. This time, let's start with Joanna.
Sure. So hi, I'm Joanna. I live in Queens, New York. I am a stage manager. What can I say? When the world shut down in February, I was on a cruise ship in the Bahamas working on a show. So that was interesting. But fortunately, they sent us home before travel was restricted. So that was all okay. My connection to Twist comes from Josh. Josh and I worked on the band's visit together and Sweeney Todd. So, and Eric and I worked on it together as well on Sweeney. So I just love Twist and I love all of the connections, and Alena and I are friends now from it. And yes, shout out to my dad, if you're watching, Mindy and Steven, my future in-laws, my fiance Corey's right here. So thanks for watching, everybody out there.
Yay! And Alena.
Hi, my name is Alena. I'm currently in Cleveland, Ohio. I moved to New York City in January of 2020, but something went wrong, so I'm here back in Ohio. So before the pandemic, I was stage managing show on Broadway, and I was working as a merchandise seller on Six the Musical. And we found out that Broadway shut down as is gonna shut down as we were unloading opening night merchandise on Six the Musical. We were like, but surely they're gonna let us open. We're gonna go to the opening night party. It's like it doesn't matter. No, it didn't happen. And a week later, I came back to Cleveland. So yeah, it's been a hard time. Yeah, I didn't know
Devastating.
anyone. Yeah, I didn't know anyone from the Twist like originals before like couple months ago when Josh gave a talk back at Year of a Stage Management 2021.
Shout out.
Yes, group, and I was like, I still have no idea what Twist is, but I want to try it. And yeah, since then I was like hooked, and it's like can't get enough of it.
Absolutely. I think that's actually an excellent segue that you set up, Elena. Do you want to talk about what Twist is now that you've played it?
Yes, I have no idea what Twist is. Like I've played so many times, and still have no idea how to explain it to other people. We just gather in a Zoom call and we play like different strategy games. Like all the games are kind of the same, but like totally different. We talked with each other. We like conspire against each other. We go to the different rooms, and I can say like, "Oh, Joanna, I'm gonna totally work with you," and then I'm gonna go to a different room, and oh, Joanna said that and that and that, but like, who can you trust? You can't trust no one.
No one.
And yeah, Twist is fun.
It's true. Eric, do you want to add anything about Eric and I have been working on Twist. The very first game we played was
4 months ago.
11th, and it's been growing ever since, slowly but surely. Um, and we recently had like a soiree where we asked people what is Twist, and you were interviewing people. Do you have anything you want to add about like how other people characterize Twist?
Um, well, one thing that I find super interesting and special about Twist is that everyone takes away something slightly different. And I think even just Joanna and Elena right now talking about like how they would describe it or how they explain it, I think amplifies what it brings to everyone's individual experience. Because we've had some people that are like, it's Clue in real life. And then we've had somebody say like it's a escape room and it's a board game and like all of these other elements and it's all mashed together while socializing. Which I'm like, that's a winning formula, right? I mean, people seem to be coming back. Um, yeah, I guess that's all I have really.
Totally. I think that people come back a lot, particularly Elena and Joanna have both been frequent flyers. We have a founders group, the Foyer Founders, and they are people who like helped with the development and
Mhm.
who are like our like OGs. And it feels like it's super replayable to touch on what you just said because it's different. The games are slightly evolving every time people play them because like as someone breaks a game, when we find out like this is a thing, a loophole, then we have to change the rules. But it's also even for the games that haven't changed, like Five Course Meal hasn't
Right.
changed at all, but every time we play it, we see people approach it differently just based on the chemistry and the dynamics of the group. So like when you have Elena playing, Elena plays differently than the way Joanna plays, who plays differently than the way Eric plays. And like when you push 15 people together, I think that's one of the things that like separates Twist from board games because like board games are traditionally played with like 4 or 5 people if you're sitting around a table. And I think that Twist is interesting because it dramatically affects the number of people dramatically affects how people interact. When you only have 4 people to interact with, there's only so many possible permutations. But when you have 15 people that you're interacting with, and you're not all sat around a table, but instead you're running around this make believe Zoom manner, like slamming doors and like having private conversations in the cellar, like it feels elevated and more theatrical, which like we love to lean into the theatrical. All 4 of us are stage managers, but many Twist players and I'm sure viewers are theatrical or theatrical adjacent at least. Um,
I think
yeah,
related to that, one thing that when we've been creating these games that we've kept in mind is the rules are pretty simple, but the options to take those rules are ample. So you learn the mechanics of the game, you learn how to play the game, but like you said, everyone's experience is different because they go at it at a different approach. And this game, Bounty, has more variables, so every experience and every permutation of players is so different. And this night that we're going to watch, and we'll see in a moment, was very exciting because there were some big moves, um, some of which these two were involved in.
absolutely. Which creates an excellent segue into Joanna. Do you want to talk a little bit about what Bounty is? When we're about to jump into Bounty, we aren't going to show the like video that we normally show you all. So you're setting the scene, as it were, for the people who are about to see you play Bounty.
Mm-hmm. You'll have to fill in where
I got you. I got you.
It is a complicated game, but it is also maybe, I don't know what my favorite is, but it's certainly up there. So Bounty to me is kind of the most Clue-esque game if you are familiar with Clue. Essentially, however many players there are on a given day. I mean, I don't know. I played it with I think the max of like 14 or 15, but it can be less. But basically, every single player is assigned a role. So At one point they were clue names, and then I think we've moved away from that. But like, for example, a Mrs. White, a Miss Scarlet, just use that as an example. You'll see what the real names are when we watch us play. But everyone gets a role, and then everyone gets a bounty, which is someone else in the game. So if I'm Mrs. White and Alena is Miss Scarlet, she could be given to me as my bounty. My bounty is Miss Scarlet, whatever. So everyone gets a role and a bounty. And I'll leave the cards out for the moment, but essentially then comes a more survivor-esque element to the game, which is that there are several rounds, and your goal is you want to vote out your bounty. So that is like the simplest form of explaining the game, is that that's goal number one, is you earn points by getting rid of that bounty. You also get points by not being voted out. So yeah, that's like the basic premise of the game. But then on top of that, everyone is given each person, I think, gets a virtual weapon card, which gives you powers to do various different things. They can either give you an advantage, or you can play it on someone else and give them some sort of disadvantage. For example, it's hard to wrap your mind around, but in like Zoom terms, like one could be, I forget what you call it, Josh, but it's like, oh, for this round, you can't leave your Zoom room. You have to stay in the room you're in for the rest of the round, which means that you're only able to strategize or talk to the people in your room at that moment. You can't be like, I'm going to go talk to so-and-so now. That could be an advantage or it could be a disadvantage. Or like the other one, I forget all their names, but a round typically lasts 5 minutes, depending
like
on
10 minutes usually 10 minutes? In bounty.
So then another card could be vote right now. Like, round is over, everyone has to vote right now, regardless of how many conversations you've had. You must vote right now. So there's so many, but essentially that can really, as I think we'll see, switch the game up. People can also procure additional ones of those cards using tokens that they have from earlier in the game. So it's not like everyone just has one card and that's it. Some people really load up on those and cause chaos. What else am I leaving out? But yes, once you're voted out, if you're voted out, you can still participate in those other rounds in some degree. You're not like totally done.
Totally. You set it up perfectly. That's perfect.
Quite the game.
So ultimately, like, we created Bounty knowing that like we love Survivor, we love like mafia elimination games. However, we don't love, once we're eliminated, not being able to do anything. So we did create this game and all of our other Twist games such that like if you are eliminated from the game, there are still ways that you can be accruing points. You like lose one option, like you don't get the points for surviving, but you could get the points for doing something else. But you said everything else perfectly, Joanna. Roll, bounty, weapon, everyone gets one in the beginning. It's tricky because you don't want to reveal to anybody what your role or bounty is. So we also have a minor twist of like being able to peek at someone else's role, bounty, or weapon, such that you have some amount of information, which is very much a commodity in the game. So like, I'm not going to tell anyone that I'm the gardener, but I will tell someone that Alena is the musician because I looked at Alena's role card as my one peek. And then like slowly but surely you start gaining information and figuring out who is who and trying to figure out who your bounty is.
Forgot the quiz.
In the quiz, at the very end of bounty specifically, there is a quiz that everyone fills out, and it's literally just like a connect the dots of like, this person played this role, this person played this role. And while it's not necessary, while some people like role playing, some people enjoy leaning into that, it's certainly not something that you have to do in this game. When you're a role, that doesn't mean you have to like walk around talking in a British accent, although we certainly encourage that because we are theatrically minded. Am I right?
Truly.
I mean, it elevates the experience. I think that kind of sets the scene for diving in to the playback. Does anyone else have anything? I will say that I haven't, so that I watch lots of playbacks, lots of them. I specifically did not watch this one because I wanted to dive in with you all. So I'm very excited. Alena. Let's do it then. We're gonna start with Alena's playback. Mattingly, you can hit that whenever. And we'll start by talking over it again. Like if you have something you want to say, sing out. And we'll find out how our audio mixes. And we might get to a point where we don't talk over it. We'll find out. Max is in the comments. He's not with us here, but he is with us here in the larger sense and will let us know. Oh my goodness, I'm wearing the same thing.
It's the brand. It's fine. Okay. So I can finesse this volume if we need to hear it louder or if we want it louder in the feed through. So
Fabulous. That means that the game is afoot and you all can go ahead and move into the manor. All breakout rooms are open, so you can use any of them. Please do remember that room limits apply. This is possibly my favorite part. Like right before everything happens and everyone starts scattering.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
I guess we're just waiting on our info. Oh no, we're like mingling.
We're mingling.
We're
yeah.
just mingling. Yeah.
You all haven't
How's
received
everyone-
your
how's everyone
rolls, your
doing?
bounties, or your
I'm
weapons.
fine.
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Have people played? I have played this before. Have you guys both played this
I
before?
played it. Yeah.
I've played it, but I never actually played a full game. Like we kept
Oh,
getting
okay.
cut short, so I've only played like a half game of this.
I have not figured it out still. Did you play the last one with me, Alena,
How many
where,
times
like,
have you
everyone
played
lied
this,
about who they
Joanna?
were?
No, I think that's
Four?
the first time I'm playing with you.
wow.
Oh, is it? The
Do you
Do you
last
feel
time I
similarly
played it
to Brendan?
twice, I
That
think.
like you've played it a bunch of times and you
Yeah, and the
haven't
first time I
figured it out
played, everyone was like pretty forthcoming.
I
And
still
then I
have not.
played it a second time, and everyone lied about who they were, and it was so confusing. And it
Elena and I
was so
played
much
together
harder. So
or
I
3
feel
times
like
ago.
this group is probably
Gotcha.
gonna lie a lot, but it's
Well, we want to
very
keep it up all
challenging.
that drama. So people are gonna probably
A lot of people go by the column and row system rather than telling who you are. They just give like I'm in this column or like I'm
Yeah.
in this row based on the grid.
So
So
Brendan
that's
is
like
type
a
in every
tip that
strategy.
I would give.
If you don't
That's
know
fair.
what yeah,
Um,
yeah, we did the same. Like I'm in the first row, but we don't have colors now,
Yeah.
so it's no colors.
Right. Okay.
So I think
The
now
weapons
is when
are
you all are
color-coded, not
finally
the
getting
rules.
the
The weapons
information
are
that you
Whew.
have.
I got my stuff.
It's intense. There's a lot.
There we go.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
just got mine too.
Oh, someone accidentally texted in
And
the
I
public
have
chat. Who
this
was that?
printed
Oh,
out,
bad.
so I'm like,
Yes, you
oh,
do.
Yes,
Yeah.
Elena.
Does he do it
Such a
purpose?
stage manager.
Yes, he does it. Like,
I
he
can't
always
stare, like,
pretends he messed
5
up, but
different-
he's done that
But
every
now
day.
everyone is gonna
Now
be
we all
like, I
know.
want to know. Now
You see
everyone's gonna be
through,
like,
you
I want to
bad.
know
He
Brendan
may-
Ben's role.
Yeah, he may not be telling the truth. Like that may not be what he's actually doing.
Right,
Like
right.
he does this a lot. So
Ben
Ben in his public texts.
let's see.
always. And Joanna always calls him out on it.
Room of 3.
I gotta, you know, someone's
Ev-
gotta.
It's
Every
tradition
time.
at this point.
We're in the
Ballroom?
ballroom.
Oh my god, so many people could be in this room. There's like
Yeah.
no one here.
I'm gonna hop over to the hall and see what other people are doing.
Okay, that's
Nice to see you all.
Nice to see you too.
But none of you shared
There are people
information
in
here.
the kitchen.
Okay, Alena,
Well,
we
wait,
both
wait.
won.
Oh.
We need to keep an eye out for each other. It's me, you,
Winners
Joanna,
alliance.
and Liza Alana.
Yeah.
Joanna, you
So
just
we
got
need
pulled
to-
into this
Oh,
alliance.
so it should be
Look
one
out.
of us.
Yes. Kevin's won twice.
Okay,
but,
you
like,
could tell me your role.
I don't think I have my info yet.
Brendan,
They might be
I
rolling it
think
out.
that you're lying.
Or tell me your bounty if I'll find someone.
Yeah, I have to. I haven't gotten my things yet. Liza,
Another
literally just what I wanted
winner.
to say. I was just saying we've all won. So great, cool.
Bounty's
continue to
tricky
pull people into this
because
as we go,
you
but
can,
that's my
like,
plan.
this is one where you can actively
Um,
target people.
Okay.
So like you can
Like,
get a big target
just
on your
like
back
now I
if
just
you've
know
done
these
well in the
things.
rest of the game or if you're winners.
Yeah, I saw you guys
So it
talking, and I was like, I'm
actually
interested in that.
for
I
you
wanna,
all
I
to
gotta
like
be
pair
part
up.
of
But also
This is
theoretically, this is a bunch
wild.
of like
This is
smart people
wild.
who have
Did you
won
get
twists
your,
before, so you got to be
just
careful.
got my
Well,
things.
Liza?
Yes, I did. I have the seeing double cards, so I can cast 2 votes, which is like,
Oh, that's powerful.
right?
That's very powerful. I have cut the phone line, which I've never had before. That's I have to force
Mm.
someone to mute for the rest of the game.
Has that been played
Oh,
on
I
one of
have
you
a
before?
distraction. I can switch my role.
That's so
Cut
powerful.
the phone line.
That is
Yeah.
the best card.
I'm gonna keep it until the end.
I won't tell anyone you have that. That is
Alena!
huge to know.
Yeah, oh my
So
gosh.
sneaky.
I haven't done, oh my god.
Okay. It sounds like for the remainder of a round. Okay. I'm not gonna tell anybody what you guys
No,
have.
no.
Do
I
we
don't
think
know
he
who
actually
inspect.
keeps that though? That's the real question.
I can tell you who I inspected, so you don't have to.
Did he
I
say?
inspected Alex
Does he know who you all
because I know
are?
he lied about his role.
He knows
last
their
time.
weapons.
So I wanted to know right away.
Weapons, but not roles.
I'm gonna inspect Kevin.
It's probably a good idea. Kevin's a part of this winner's circle, but also he has
But
that
also-
other, connection. So
We should, double
Kevin!
check his-
Under the
his
bus!
set,
Yeah.
Are we allowed to curse? I don't know. Probably not. I should watch that.
yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
You're allowed
actually.
to curse,
So
Liza.
just
It's okay.
why?
I curse a lot.
Liza. Right now.
Oh, ooh.
I curse a
So I
lot, and
know
I
who
always
you are.
apologize to Josh.
Ooh.
Ooh.
You're not my bounty, so you're fine.
Okay, do we want to actually exchange full information? Do people not feel comfortable with that and just want to do columns, rows? What are we thinking?
I'm fully here for working as a team and throwing everyone off.
Okay.
Always.
Okay, so I will say, I'm gonna say who I am. Oh man, I haven't said what my actual role is since the first time I played this game. I'm the page.
I'm curious
There's
who he
no way
actually
he's the
was.
page, right?
I don't think so.
I'm surprisingly the same role I've been last time. I'm a
What I
cook.
have in my
Okay.
notes.
Elena, were you lying?
I'm
I was-
Alena
Oh, you-
knows I'm the housekeeper.
Yep.
Okay, I don't have either of you as my thing. So
So all three of
I
you
don't
just
need
said
to-
your
I'm-
roles.
I'm
Do you
chill.
wanna
Elena,
know
you're saying that you
Who
were
are
being
your
honest.
bounty so we can get
I'm
them?
going after the chauffeur.
Chauffeur.
I think Brendan's telling the truth because I
I'm
think I
after
remember
Butler.
seeing this. And Joanna, I think he
wanna
talks
know
to
a
you
fun
after
fact?
this conversation.
What?
Alex is the butler.
Oh my gosh, we need to vote for Alex, please.
He was the page.
He was?
Yeah,
Okay.
my bounty was
Yep.
Butler.
Going after the nanny.
Brandon,
Okay.
and Liza was
This
after
is lock
the
and key for me. I'm gonna tell
That's
everybody
Liza
else.
going after
that
Brendan
my
was
role
not
is in the
lying.
third column.
Brendan is being honest. So
I'm the
sorry.
I'm gonna
nanny.
tell everybody else.
Ooh,
Thanks,
smart move.
Liza
Brendan.
goes after
So
me.
that's my.
Liza's going after Joanna.
Okay, I
but
feel
she
like
doesn't
know
I feel like
that.
everyone's gonna unite against this. I feel like we're gonna figure it out. I'm gonna start bouncing around, but I will.
Kevin is the seamstress before you leave.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh.
Liza had so much
Okay, I'm gonna
information.
bounce around.
If you
But
can vote for
She's
Alex.
a sleeper.
yeah, I'll try to float it
That's
and
true.
see where we get. Cool.
She has that
Cool.
winner's
I
crown
have to figure- oh,
also.
it's confusing because there's people in the background in some of the rooms, but there's not actually people there.
Yeah. Well, if you know
Yes.
the names. of the-
Right. I guess I'll go to the hall. Okay.
I'm gonna go to the kitchen.
Yeah.
So Elena, this is going to be the first time that you move in rooms. This is the room that you
Of course we
started in.
do.
Yes.
Jessica and
Of course we
Brendan.
do. I was like, I
And
hope this
Phelps.
is the right Brendan.
Yep.
Fouls.
It is me.
Hi.
How's
Yeah.
it going?
I'm wearing the sweater backwards.
Yes,
Oh my
sweater
gosh.
backward.
Statement
You can't tell.
piece.
You can't tell at all. This is
Stop
being
that.
recorded, but no one can tell.
Great.
We can't tell, Jessica. We can't
So,
tell.
guys, let's talk about roles here
Sure.
because I
let's
feel
do it.
like
That's
this is a very trustable room we're in right now.
Yes. Caitlin, you were in the last game we played where everyone lied about their roles. Yes.
This is
and it
again a
hurt
full room
everyone's
of
head.
stage managers.
Mhm.
Were you in
I
that?
don't know.
We had a lot playing
The last
this
I
game.
feel like the last time bounty happened and everyone lied and I was like, I don't understand what's going on.
Oh, yeah.
So I think that's gonna happen a lot. But I will say I am in the third column, my role.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hold on.
Kevin, Allison.
Hello.
Hi, yo. How's it going?
Going on?
Hey.
We've got some non-stage
Hey.
managers now, so that's good.
Oh, this is so fun.
Kevin, our favorite actor,
Allison, I haven't seen you in
just started a
In so
voiceover
many
business.
games.
Small plug.
I have not played this game before, so
I'd
I
Same.
am
forgotten
still
about
trying to figure
that.
out what the heck I'm doing.
Well, the main thing you gotta tell all of us what's your role, Allison.
Exactly.
And then you won,
Spell it
right?
out letter for letter.
Hey,
Okay,
Mattingly,
cool.
can you
Sounds
pause
good. I
for a
can do
Yeah.
that.
second?
That's
Yeah.
the secret
We'll
of
do a
winning the
battleship
game.
style.
Yeah.
Joanna,
Yeah.
can you chime in?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to say I don't know if we ever said this, but you're hearing people are talking about what row they're in and stuff, and so I feel like it's helpful to explain that. So what Alena is holding is like we receive these dossiers which list out all of the possible roles that also correspond to bounties since everyone has one of each. So instead of like fully disclosing I'm the nanny, like we would say, oh, we're in the first column to give it a more narrow, narrow down which ones we could be. And then if you talk to enough people that say, oh, I'm in the first row, you can kind of, figure it out a little easier. But
Right.
that is a way to kind of hide fully disclosing it. But I just felt like it was worth that we use that for a lot of different games in Twist. But it's these dossiers are things that we receive when we're
Totally.
playing.
What for bounty specifically,
Mhm.
not the dossiers in other games, would you tell the truth about what row or column you're in, or would you lie?
Depends on who you're talking to. You could lie, but I mean, I almost always tell the truth because I try to align with everyone. That's kind of my thing in Twist, but I typically tell the truth. But I know people who don't and just make it up. So depends on your
Totally.
strategy.
So you just use intuition to decide, like, if someone says they're in row 1, do I believe them or do I not believe them?
Yeah, there's a lot of information to gather in Bounty in order to, eventually your goal is to fill out this quiz and know who is everything. So to me, it always makes sense to actually be honest because I'm hoping that other people are. That's just my goal here is to really gather correct information. But yeah, it's a tough game. So to me, it's like being dishonest is like really like it's a risk. I don't know.
Totally.
You can be tracked down.
Alena?
Yeah, I kind of feel the same. I feel like you can get more points by filling out the quiz. So and like staying alive. So I'm kind of trying to like stay out of everyone's way. So like I'm not the center of attention. So like no one like is gonna vote for me. And but at the same time, yeah, trying to figure out what's everyone's role is, and then trying to fill out the quiz. Yeah.
Now, in the beginning of this segment, we saw you, Alena, start in a room with Brendan. He was like, we're winners. We need to stick together. How much do you take his word at face value? Like, are you like, yeah, let's team up? Or are you just nodding and like, yeah, I'll tell you whatever you want to hear?
No, I totally like trusted him. That was my first time playing with him. Like 3 days before that we played together Among Us, and like that was the first time I saw him, but like I totally trusted him from like the beginning. And
Which
then
is why you said your role.
yeah, and then when Liza came in, I played with Liza like many times, and like we kind of like already bonded over like many games, and like I trust her always. So yeah.
Perfect.
But
So
also,
Alena, Brendan, and Liza like are
Strong.
working together at this point.
yeah.
Perfect. And we haven't seen Joanna yet.
Where
You're in a
else
different room
could
having
she
different
be?
conversations.
Which will make it
Okay,
really
good.
interesting to watch your journey after this.
If you do the
I can tell
That's-
y'all what columns some other people are in.
Okay.
Oh, that's
Okay.
helpful.
Okay. Great.
I know where Liza is.
Where?
She's in the
Where?
second column.
Okay.
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 I can confirm that. I did get that information as well, so that is not false.
Okay.
And I can tell you that Ben is in the first column.
Ben is in the
Oh.
first column.
So
Okay.
it's 1 of 3 because we are playing 1 through 14.
Yeah.
Oh, we're
Yeah,
playing. I forgot
okay.
1 through 14. You're right.
And
Oh, speaking of Ben.
Oh, hey, Ben.
Ben.
See?
We're
All right.
just-
Hi.
We were just not talking about you.
Of course.
Absolutely not.
Not at
Ben,
all.
you want to tell us what column you're in, your role?
Wait, we have 2 minutes. Okay,
Sure.
wait. We have to start thinking about voting, even though
Voting
we
for.
also want to talk.
Who are we voting for?
Does anyone know who their bounty is?
I have no idea.
I have no
No.
clue.
I think I know
I'm,
mine.
I'm in the first column.
First column.
There's no way he's in the first column. Ben, I'm calling you out.
Also in the first column.
Oh.
Jessica, more likely.
That's
Who said that?
I believe Jessica. I
spicy.
don't believe Ben.
Okay. Okay.
Hey, we're getting somewhere.
I'm in the first row.
Okay, so there's
The
3
first
people in the
row.
first
First
row, and
row,
all
okay.
3 of them are in this
Okay.
room.
I'm
But there's only
also
5
in the
total
first row.
in that row.
Who was
Okay.
that? Was that
No, I
Caitlin?
think they're saying they're in the first column.
I'm,
Okay.
I'm,
I said in
I'm
a
willing
row.
to.
Oh,
um,
I
Because in
misheard
my
that.
column, there's
I'm
only
looking to
2
help somebody out.
possible.
Does anybody?
Right.
I want to I'll share some info. I know one person's role, and I could, if
I
somebody
think he knows mine.
has their bounty,
Mm.
I'd be willing to share.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
But you know Liza's
Okay, as
coming
we're
for
just like,
you.
yeah.
Right.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go. Let's go.
Anybody in here have the cook for their bounty?
So
No.
he knows
I do
that I'm a
not.
cook. No.
Mm.
But you're not saying anything.
You're like, I'm not disclosing that
No, I was
information.
like,
head
okay,
down.
gotta go to another room.
That's the way to play. Get out of Dodge.
And Joanna, you said you think Ben knows
He
your role.
he definitely does. You'll see in my we definitely speak to each other first. So if he's not saying it, then he's being loyal to me, which is a little shocking.
But I guess he probably looked up my role in the first.
He,
Right.
like
The
he
peak.
peeked it. That
Right.
would make sense.
Never mind. Can't help you.
Okay, I'm actually gonna bounce because I feel like I've only been in like 2 rooms this whole time, so I want to talk to more people. But
Brendan's bouncing
Yeah, as
around,
well.
just trying to get his face in
Does
lots of
anyone know
different
who they're
people.
voting for?
I
No, we only have 2 minutes. Should we
I
just pick someone?
I think I might do. I don't know.
That does not
I
look
got
like a
some
confident face,
information
Ben.
from a couple people, and I'm kind of pointed towards Steven right now. So
I
I'm
haven't
gonna
know who
vote
he
for
is.
yet.
Steven.
Happy to vote for
All right.
them because
I'll
I
vote
have.
for. Yeah, I'll vote for Steve. He hasn't talked to me at all.
Do we know what his role is?
Steve Horton.
Who?
Notorious.
Steve, yeah.
all right.
Another stage
Oh,
manager.
I do. I asked for it.
Oh, you
Oh,
did.
Oh, what
Jessica
is it?
peeked.
Oh,
Okay. I'm gonna be bold here because I have nothing at stake.
Big moves.
So, Steve is the tutor.
Mm.
Okay.
If anybody has that for their
Joanna's
bounty.
confirming.
Right.
I also looked up what Steve was in my
Okay.
peak. So that was correct.
So now at least 7 people know Steve's bounty.
Yeah.
But
So-
I'm not voting for Steve because I know Alex is my bounty. But I don't want to like shout it from like the rooftops, like vote for Alex, vote for Alex.
Right.
Because I
You got
will-
a sneaky.
Right. And then silence fell across the
I'm
room.
always worried I'm not going to get it in.
Well,
is that what
everyone's
we're
got to
gonna
get
do?
their
Are we
vote
gonna
in
vote for
by the
Steve?
time, or they vote for
That's what he said.
themselves.
Oh,
Right.
that's what I did.
Okay.
So Ben is
I'll do
leading the
that
charge
too.
on
The
Steve.
first round's hard because you just haven't it hasn't circulated
It's
enough.
just like shots in the dark. Yeah.
Ben, how did you, Ben? It was you that found
Whack-a-mole.
out the who the what
Who the cook
Saved by the bell.
cook was. Oh wait, you know? Oh, that's right.
Elena.
If you come across anybody looking for that information,
You're just like
Seriously, bail.
Benjamin.
Mm.
Jessica was like, I'm out, bye.
Like outed me like
30 seconds after voting.
But he didn't entirely out you, did he? Or did he say no?
he asked like whose bounty is cook.
Because he's
So-
wanting to tell them it's you, presumably.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's some like
Okay.
mind fucking. Like I see you in the room and I'm gonna call you out, but I'm not gonna call you out explicitly. But no, I'm on to you.
Is he kind of just going for Steve?
Yeah. That's what I already did it. So yeah, that's what I'm.
Yeah.
I think this
don't-
is when
Alright,
we
yeah,
had to
that's what
follow
I
up
did.
text with Allison
Okay. Yeah, me too.
Bounce, I love the shirt. It's so
About
so
scapegoat.
Cool.
about
Thank
scapegoat.
you.
Really repping there.
Yeah, my
Twist
Twitter.
merch.
You're
I was wearing one
I'm
too.
gonna
but
go jump in
Jane-
the list and see what they're doing.
You've
in
got
there.
that like
Oh, wait, they're
baseball one
leaving.
on.
Round one is now over.
Oh, okay.
Who did you vote for, Liza?
I voted for Alex because Brendan told me to.
I told her to.
What's his role?
But she didn't throw you
I
under the
don't know.
bus.
I don't.
So
I
like
was just. I didn't
loyal.
have anybody else. So I was
Yeah.
like, okay, I don't know.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Who did you guys vote for?
That was smooth.
Refer
My
the person
girl.
out of the room.
That's Steve. I did first.
Yeah. I voted for Steve because I didn't know, because Ben told me to.
This is when Allison's like, what is the scapegoat?
Of course.
Don't do everything.
You're very gullible.
Yeah.
She looks very.
There's a lot of collusion.
But the
we know
scapegoat's the
who
person
Steve
who
is?
gets sent home, right?
This time, yeah.
Don't we?
Steve ultimately goes home because of Allison's one choice
I
right
do.
now of who
I
to give
found
it
out
to.
who he is. Who are you looking for?
I'm.
If you want to say the role, I'll tell you if it's him. That's you.
It's not him, Liza. It's not him.
Okay, great.
Ah,
I know who
Alena
she's
knows
looking.
what's up.
there you go.
Waiting for that announcement.
Yelled at by the
Poor
moderator.
Allison.
Are you
We're
gonna
not yelling at you, Allison.
Oh, there's like, you need to do a thing, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. So,
There's so many different decisions to make on this game. It's a lot of.
apparently, I didn't make a right one. So.
Well, you didn't make one, so
Oh wow.
What happened? What happened?
it's when the shock she realizes that it was
Yeah,
her
Steve.
elimination.
Oh.
Wow. I handed in the scapegoat.
Oh, did you really?
Oh wow.
Oh my god.
Yes. Oh my god.
Wait, so what happened?
What I was getting yelled at is that I needed to play that
We
card.
still haven't seen Joanna, so we missed all of Joanna's first round.
Oh my god.
There's so many things
So,
happening in a manner.
What happened?
And Joanna, do you remember who did you vote for in that round? Do you remember?
Oh, let me. No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't remember. But I feel like it might have been Steve.
That stands.
Just a guess. But like, give me a second, and I'm gonna.
Well,
Don't
I
wait
can
for
pull
me.
up the scoreboard too.
Probably because Ben, he was the one who told in our room like
In
vote
that-
for Steve. So, and if Joanna and Ben like talked before that.
I think that's right. I also know that for folks at home, that Kyle was like had a target on his back because he had won
Kevin?
recently. Kevin, sorry,
Yeah,
Kevin.
yeah.
And
What date was this? What date was this? I'm gonna pull up the scoreboard.
20.
28?
28. Sorry,
Kev-
continue,
uh-huh.
Joanna.
we were going after Kevin because Kevin had been like a winner. So that maybe it
Mm.
wasn't this round, but you'll see that in a future round. But
Right,
this
right.
first round, my gut, I think it was Steve.
With Steve.
Because
Okay.
Kevin was the only person up until this point who had won twice. He's the only two-time winner. So he had a
Yes.
really big target on his back.
Right.
Yes.
And then if I look at the bounty scoreboard, Joanna,
Mm-hmm.
you voted for Kevin in this
There you go.
round.
There you go. That was the discussion.
You, Leah, and Steve. You were with Steve at this point. Or
Uh-huh.
you and Steve voted simultaneously.
You'll see my journey later.
But Steve and Alex both got 4 votes, but Steve went home because of the scapegoat.
Thanks,
Mhm.
Allison.
To his role now. It's still the
Yeah.
same. It's just.
Does it doesn't like it just goes away, right? Or he just is locked in, I guess. Or can it change like with a weapons card even though he's a ghost?
I think it can. I think it can change. I'm not
The way
sure
that he
though.
phrased it, he said like he started as this, but then ended like this. So it made it sound like things could change.
Right, but I wasn't sure if people who had been eliminated could change or if it were only people.
Oh,
in the game.
oh, yeah. I don't actually know.
I guess I wasn't listening to them talking about that
No
because
idea.
that's exactly the question I asked.
Gandhi, okay.
It's hard because you're
Okay,
so
great.
focused on like making sure
Hi,
you take
Impos.
notes. Can you pause it again? I'm so
Yeah.
Oh,
It's literally, there was a moment when I was playing Fool's Gold. I've played Twist 2 times in the entire like tenure of its creation, and I was playing a workshop of Fool's Gold, and I literally was in a room like trying to keep track of who was touching who, because in that game that's important. And like I was writing people's names down and circling things and putting squares and connecting and stuff. And literally I looked at it like 5 seconds later and I was like, what is this foreign language? Like, what did I just write? Like, none of these squares or circles mean anything. And I think that you take it for granted. Like, as a moderator, I always laugh when someone's like, who did you touch last round? And the person's like, I don't remember. And they look at their things and they're like, I don't know. And I'm like, they're definitely lying. Like, of course they know. And then the second that I played it and I was taking notes, I was like, I don't know what I wrote. Which feels like what you're describing, that like there's so much going on. Not only are you trying to keep your head on what's happening in the game, you're trying to take notes of like the stuff as you hear them, and you're thinking about the conversation that Joanna's having in the other room because you haven't seen her yet.
Yeah, I was taking notes, and they were talking about switching the ghost, if the ghost can switch their role. And that's a card, weapon card that I had. I could switch my role. And
Mm-hmm.
so like I literally don't remember them talking about it, because like one round later I asked mods in the private chat, can the ghost switch their role? Can I switch the ghost's role? And they're like, yes. Now I'm looking at it, they were talking about it. And I like didn't listen at all.
Oh geez.
God. Eric's eavesdropping. He said, yes, they can change anytime.
That was me.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Eliminating people.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The moderator's listening in the walls.
Oh,
Thank you,
so
Ghost Eric. Where are you? It's so spooky.
So this is the first time we've seen Alex. Alex
Mhm.
at the bottom of the screen.
Oh, and that was the last time we see
Sharon
Alex for
just
now.
said
Joanna,
they're in the
you
third
all have.
column.
Yeah.
And
But
Leah, we
now,
haven't
okay,
seen.
pause again,
And-
pause again, pause again. So this is my favorite part, because now we've dropped into a conversation with Joanna, Leah, and Steve, who we know voted together last round, but we have no idea what they are saying. So when we watch Joanna's journey, we'll have like the context of like what this conversation means. But right now you're like, I don't know.
Because you haven't talked to any of these three yet, Alena.
No, I talked with Steve at the beginning, but
Right,
it was
super
like
brief.
before we got all our roles and everything.
Right.
Yeah, he bounced pretty quickly.
And Joanna seemed to have talked primarily with these three. We're big enough to at least vote together.
Right.
My
Stuck in here, guys. We're in for
and my
You're stuck in
bounty
here.
is in the third
Hostage was
So
column.
that
played.
means
So I
hostage
would
was
love to
played.
figure out
Right.
So
who my
everyone was
bounty
locked in
is.
this room.
Well, I know your bounty is not nanny, because I know who's looking for a nanny.
I'm the nanny.
So-
Who's looking for a
remember?
nanny?
We're
Oh.
stuck here. I will
We are
say my
stuck here.
bounty is
Who's looking for the nanny?
So Joanna was the nanny, and Alena knew who had you as their bounty. But did you know
But
who
didn't
had
know
you?
that Joanna was the nanny.
What?
Oh, no one knows that. No, Elena does not know that I'm the nanny yet, but if you watch this conversation,
Oh, do you divulge it?
we'll see. We'll see. Don't know.
bounty is the
Stay
seamstress.
tuned.
And Sharon, Kevin, and I know it's not you, Elena, because Sharon, Kevin, and Alex all just said that they're in the third column, and there are only 3 rows. There's only 3 rows.
Kevin is a seamstress.
Can we all vote for Kevin?
I'm voting for Alex. He's my bounty.
I voted for Kevin last round.
That's a ballsy move, Elena.
Yeah. Can we? would
We're
you
stuck
vote for
here.
Kevin again?
I would, but like there's only this many of us, so it'll be interesting to see what happens.
We
but
don't
I
know
would
what
totally-
the biggest room count was.
But also, Steve is eliminated, so doesn't get a vote this round. So the 3 of them isn't quite strong enough to sway entirely that round.
And
Wait.
because everyone is locked in their current rooms,
Uh-huh.
like the room that happens to have the highest number of people in it will probably carry the vote.
Right. Oy.
Good. Kevin is the seamstress right now. Okay.
Do we want to try to throw votes on Alex to help Elena, and then Elena, will you throw votes on Kevin in the next one?
Yeah.
So wait, Elena, Alex is your bounty.
Yes.
Will
And
you tell us what he is?
He's where is it? He's a butler.
Okay. I could tell you something if you will tell me, okay, guys, I am the nanny.
I knew it.
Bum bum
So,
bum.
who's out to get me, Elena?
Wait, someone else told me that they were the nanny.
Oh, did they?
Liza told me that they were the nanny.
Well,
so you have your answer, Joanna.
So she's saying she's the nanny, but really she's out to get the nanny. Oh, that's really funny. Nice move, but now you know that it's a lie.
Liza.
Okay. Well, I also
Oh, I know who's Ben's bounty. It's tutor.
Ben.
And I know. Well, that's all. The tutor was already eliminated because it was Steve.
But Steve's not admitting that is
Right.
him, or at least not to Elena. Maybe to you all.
I know that.
I spied on him.
You spied oh, you did?
Yeah.
And he told me that, so it's true. Was someone lying to you, Leah?
He's smiling.
He's so...
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm not looking.
What are we doing, Alex? We're doing Alex?
Yeah.
So
please.
sneaky.
Elena, I'm doing this for you. Please don't tell Liza my
I
role.
won't.
Wait, you can't leave, Steve.
Where did Steve go?
We can't leave. We're stuck here.
Did he have the secret passage?
Isn't
I
it
don't
like
think
a
so.
ghost
No,
in,
no,
Among Us? He can
he
just
forgot. I feel like he's coming back.
But he
Steve.
did leave. Interesting.
He did.
Oh,
Sorry.
no, he's back.
I forgot I couldn't leave because
I was like, we're hostages.
Stuck with
Steve.
us.
I've got too many windows open. I've got like all this shit going on.
Elena, will
Retweet.
you tell us your role? Or a hint towards
I'm
it?
in the first row.
These, I can barely see them. I have to like.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing too.
First
That's
row.
why I printed out.
That's so
Elena.
smart. Next time.
But like now I can barely read what weapons do because it's like, so, like
I'm still confused about what happened with my like. Someone gave me the scapegoat cart when they voted.
I think
Correct,
that's true.
Steve.
Right.
But he doesn't know
I
that was
know who
Allison.
gave it to you,
He
but
doesn't
it's
know
not
it was
gonna help you.
Allison.
No, because I'm already dead.
Yeah.
Okay, so hopefully we got Alex out this round, and we're good to vote for Kevin.
So we
next
know that
round.
there were 3 votes on. We think there are 3 votes on Alex.
Do you know anyone else's roles?
Yeah, Leah.
Probably voted.
Do you want to point us in a?
No, I mean I've got the butler, footman, seamstress thing that we talked about, and Joanna, I've got yours.
No, do we know your role or what column you're in? If that's what we're doing, you're not sharing.
She's like, no, and I'm not gonna share.
I'm in the first column.
So is
First
Elena.
column.
Okay.
You're in the first column?
Which is
I'm
host,
in the first
valet, nurse.
Okay, I'm in
Oh,
the
you said you were in
row.
the first row. Oh, yeah.
This is hard
Okay, we
when you
can-
get
we
stuck
can-
in a room.
We
We
can
can move now.
With a ghost.
Okay, let's maybe try to.
That hall is like super crowded. Yeah.
Oh
Just
yeah.
So the hall probably took that vote.
Okay, I want to go find. Let's get people to vote for Kevin. Oh,
That's so funny.
Can we?
Do you
Hi.
remember what happened?
I just wanted to say hey.
I don't remember.
Alex did not get the majority of votes.
Wait, yes.
But
Wait, yes.
Oh.
Thanks everyone.
so Elena got Alex out,
It was my bond.
but it was because the safety blanket was played on
Yes.
Kevin, who got more votes.
And Alex,
Right.
Alex had a weapon card. I found out later that if he gets eliminated, I didn't get extra points.
He had the booby trap. Right.
So
Okay,
yeah,
and
it was kind
Kevin played safety blanket on himself, which prevented him from being eliminated. I do remember that play of his.
He was a butler, if you wanna put it on your.
But so he could. So once you're eliminated, you can't switch. So like he will die. The butler that can't. This is the same question. He's the same question from before.
You weren't in that
You
room.
can still use weapon
No.
cards.
Yeah.
I was
That's
not.
fine.
And Elena wasn't the butler till the end.
And Elena wasn't
I think there's a
listening.
chance it could change.
Caitlin, I don't know how you feel about this, but we're feeling like we want to get Kevin.
That's who I voted for last round.
I did vote for him
and,
too.
and someone used the blanket on him.
Oh, great.
And she's telling the truth here.
No, I know he's in. Oh, yes, we do. Do we know?
Seamstress.
Yeah, we do know.
Do we know that? Do we?
At least he was before the first round.
Seamstress.
He's my
No,
bounty.
I looked up his
What
role.
is he?
The seamstress. I would really love your help in voting him out.
I'll vote for him.
I voted
Steve,
for
you
him
don't get a
last time,
vote.
I
You're
swear.
dead.
Steve.
Totally. No, I would just love to continue that train.
I think
I'll-
Steve
I'll do
texted
it
us
again.
3 times
Yeah, why
trying to
ignore
vote
it?
after he was dead.
Great.
It was his first time playing, though.
Right.
I'm finally like trying to do weapons and they're not.
This is me trying to read the dossier.
I know.
But we got. Oh wow. Oh my god. Okay. What else?
I think that's the moment when I'm.
So the hostage has gone away, but you all haven't left this room.
All right.
All right.
No.
Oh no.
Oh well, Kevin.
Okay.
So is Kevin just
You
eliminated?
can't. You have to use your weapon card to buy another one. You can't just collect.
I think that he
multiple
was
weapon
eliminated
cards.
early.
You can have 3.
Thank you for clarifying.
Well, no. So far, Steve's been eliminated. Alex was eliminated. And I think Kevin was just eliminated if we just hit the end of this round.
Okay, so I was given the
I
scapegoat
don't
in that
think that
last round, and
they
I don't know
voted
by
that quickly.
who. But I just
Breaking this. Oh no, I guess I'm not. I think someone left.
I think we all. I think we all
Brett.
just voted. Wait. What's up, Kevin? I think we all just voted for
What'd you
Kevin.
say?
I
Everyone
think that
in
what
here?
happens. I think we had all just agreed to vote for Kevin. I remember this, and then he comes in, and we are all like, "He's like, who are we voting for?" If you want to rewind it, it's pretty funny. I mean, like, I think, right, Elena? That's what happens here.
So yeah.
Because Turn Off the Lights was played, so it forced an immediate. It wasn't a full 10-minute round.
So we're like, yeah.
So you find out that Alex was eliminated, and then that means that the hostage goes out of effect, so you all can leave the room. But
Which is
then
when
Faust
Faust
comes
joined.
into the room.
Mhm.
Turn Off the Lights is played, so you all are like, guess we have to vote now.
We
And
find
then
out that Kevin's Leah's bounty and that we're all been trying to vote for him the whole time. And then we're like, great, let's vote for him. And then he pops in. He's like, who are we voting for? And we've all either sent it or are like about to hit. It's literally what's happening right here.
And he's feeling safe because he
Yeah.
just played the safety blanket.
I think so.
I think some people are watching us, which is why it looked like there were more people than there are.
Oh, yes.
I'm watching all of you.
Always.
This round.
What do you say?
Has everyone voted this round?
Yeah.
I'm a
What'd you vote
ghost, so I
for?
can't vote. So
Okay. I have a feeling I'm not going to last much longer.
You're right.
Who are you trying to?
Oh no! Like you all haven't been voting for me.
Calling them out. Elena's like,
Bye.
bye.
Sharon.
This is the first time
and
Alana
Alana.
and Sharon.
It goes super fast.
And this is
Crazy.
25 minutes into this game.
So,
That's
Elena,
kind of
do you have
first time
any
you're seeing two
info you're
people.
willing to share?
I can use the
We were
ghost.
just sharing what column we're all in.
What was that, Elena?
I think that's when I asked if I can use the distraction on a ghost.
Mm.
So I used it on Alex. So I got his role. So now I was bounty. Oh, now I was butler, and my bounty was butler.
Oh, you had yourself.
You had yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
No
Which you
one
would, right, target you anymore. Yeah.
Willing to tell us what column you're in?
I'm in a first row.
You're in the first row. Okay.
Yeah, I'm still in the first row.
Can confirm.
Oh gosh, I don't know what I should do now. I need to figure out who.
Oh,
poor Kevin. What do you need to figure
So-
out, Alex?
Kevin
figure out
just got
who-
eliminated.
The valet is.
Joanna,
Oh,
were you
I
with
have
him
no
when that text came
idea.
through?
I think so.
Okay, hopefully. So we'll see his reaction.
I know who is.
Yeah.
At least that was information
Yeah.
according to the first round.
Yeah.
But it's now like everyone probably like switched all their.
Let's see. Who do I not have any information about?
I'm breaking,
Liza. What?
breaking the room.
Oh.
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 Oh, all right.
So Alex left.
How's it going?
Ladies'
Hey.
room.
Sharon, I haven't talked to you at all this round.
I know. Or the game, yeah.
Liza, Joanna is nanny.
Under the bus, and
Vote for
Alena
Joanna.
knew it
Can
was
we
coming.
collectively, this room, vote for Joanna.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A pledge. I heard a rumor. She told, what's his name? She told someone that like the nanny was her bounty, and then he was looking for the nanny, and I was like, no.
Well, at some point, and I will remember better when I'm seeing my perspective, but at some point I did switch my bounty. I switched with, you get to choose, right? And I had asked the mods, I was like, do I get to pick who I switch with? And they were like, yes. So I switched with Liza because I knew she was looking for me. I did what Alena did. So my role and bounty was nanny, but I don't know at this point. That might have been true. You know what I mean?
Totally.
I don't
Like
remember.
when it went.
But
Yeah.
But Liza would know,
right?
If she had
Right.
if she had lost her bounty or role,
Mhm.
then she would know.
Yeah, so maybe it hasn't happened yet, but I don't think I told anyone that my bounty was nanny until it was true. But we'll refresh. But I see you, Alena. I see you. Didn't know that happened.
Surprise!
So not looking forward to this moment.
Yeah.
When I found out that you're gonna be our second
You were like
commentator today, I was like, oh no.
No, that's how you play this game. You have to. I would have probably done the same thing, but it's fun. It's fun to see. Because you don't know. I didn't know that was happening. It's great. We can continue now. Thank you, Eric.
Told her that you were the nanny, and because that's according to him, that's what you told him.
Wow. Well.
And I was like, no,
well,
she's not a nanny.
You're not voting for anybody else. Vote for Joanna.
Yep.
They're coming for you, Joanna.
I'm gonna go pitch.
Oh, and Liza, I've got a new role. So whatever you knew about me, I'm not that person anymore. I'm Alex.
Copy. Oh, did you two switch?
Well, he was eliminated, so now I'm his role.
So Alena and Liza are having a conversation in front of Sharon and
someone was
Alana,
looking
who
for-
don't
well,
know
doesn't matter.
what they're talking about because they're talking in
Okay,
code.
I'm gonna go pitch Joanna to other people.
Okay.
Vote Joanna.
Oh, we have to all go to the hall.
Ooh, cause commotion was played.
What?
Look at Alana's face.
That ruined her
She's like,
plan.
what?
Yeah, this ruined her plan because we're all now in the hall together.
Right.
This is gonna be great.
This is fun. We love this. 10 out of 10.
So
What a
wait,
time.
if there's more than 10 of us in here, does that mean it's automatically broken and we can't talk the rest of the
No,
I guess it
think
doesn't
I think
matter.
we're limiting how we're forced to be here.
Yeah, you.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't apply.
Okay.
But someone made a smart move to use this.
Which one of you snitches poisoned me?
Hey, you got poisoned? That's so funny because me too.
Wait, what does the poison do?
People have been
Hey,
poisoned.
It makes me drop
Brendan.
my weapons, and I had.
Who else voted for me last round aside from Brendan? Anyone else? wanna fess up?
I'm focused on something. I don't know what.
great.
I'm doing
Time
something
for
on
a
my
vote.
chat.
Uh-huh.
Liza
First
has
of all, Caitlin, I was only
Side face.
returning the favor from the poison you
Brendan
dropped
has
in
a
my glass.
dark face. Interesting. I
Right.
did not
We
poison
went
you,
all
but
out.
that's cute.
Wait, what?
I was trying to save you.
That's
This
not
is
what I
so
was
hard because
told.
everyone's in the room and you can't talk about
card.
anything, even in code, because
Mm.
someone's gonna understand.
Ooh.
So now you're just waiting it
Interesting.
out,
Wait,
and
tell
you
more.
can't text people.
Oh, I
so
think
you,
I just
like,
realized what
you don't have
happened.
anything to vote,
Caitlin, I'll
base
keep
your
my
vote
mouth
off of.
shut. Sorry, I voted for you. You're good.
Right. I'm so confused right now.
Oh my god.
This
You're on my
is what to
radar.
do.
You're on my radar.
Well, I'll talk to you.
Well, we are
Is
all
this the
stuck
last
here, so
round?
you might as well talk.
There's
to her
one
now.
more.
I think I asked a little.
But
too
cause
generic
commotion
of a
and turn off the
question when
lights
I
is
played
played
my
in the
card
last
trying to
round.
find out who played the weapon.
Oh, Jesus
Should have been
Christ.
more
I feel like-
specific about the nature of how it was played.
No idea what's going on. Did
Brendan
everyone
is
vote?
trying.
Don't
You
forget.
betcha.
Elena's
people don't
like,
get to.
remember to
Forget to
vote.
vote.
Important in
I
real
keep
life
voting even
and
on
in
dead, and I forget that I'm not supposed to.
Yeah, Steve, I appreciated your public vote at the
Yeah.
Evan. Oh,
They're all
man.
laughing
What are you
because
guys voting
people
for?
sometimes vote in the public
Steven,
chat
obviously.
instead of the private chat.
Someone
Sometimes
who is in
it's
this.
a real
room.
strategy,
Yeah,
and
no one
sometimes
Oh.
it's just
Oh,
a
we
I
can
would
leave.
never vote for any of you.
Everyone can leave.
Bye.
Bye.
So the round is over. So
Bye.
everyone's gonna
Caitlin, can
flee
we go
like
chat somewhere?
cockroaches.
Can we
Yeah.
go to the attic?
And then as
Yeah.
soon as
Okay.
the round starts, Ben texts the mod saying, "Can I play Cause Commotion?" Because he bought it during that period. So everyone comes
Nice.
straight back as soon as it gets processed. I do remember that, and I was
know
laughing.
your role.
I have not shared my role with anybody.
Or do you want to tell me your bounty? I might know who that person is.
Possibly. Okay, so I'm looking for somebody that is in the first column.
Okay.
I also don't have anybody's names of who anyone is in that first column.
Because I feel like there were a lot of people who were saying that, like, I'm in this column, I'm in this column.
Yeah.
Sharon has been eliminated. Okay.
Wait, oh, Sharon.
She's like, okay.
The scapegoat has been getting everybody.
I know.
It
I mean, that's the
was.
thing is that you just need to split that
That was
vote and
brutal.
throw the scapegoat on who you don't like. It's a hard one.
I can't wait,
Words to
can't wait
live
to hear
by.
who the ties have been.
I know.
Oh, I know, right?
You and me both, Alex.
Okay, so does
I don't
anybody
think we
have
ever
any
found out.
leads on who the host is? I have not heard anything about that this whole game.
No, I've not heard anything about the host.
So
What does
Caitlin,
Liza
she
say
might
here?
be either host or
She's just
steward.
listening.
I think
know
I've
who the
switched
stu-
with her by
Oh my
now.
god.
Okay, and it's not Caitlin, so
It's
she
not
might be a host.
Oh, and she's gone.
Again?
Well, Cause Commotion
Cause
was played.
Commotion
Yes.
was
So.
played.
Chaotic.
Oh,
That really ruins the strategy.
Uh-huh.
This game is killing me.
There's all of us in this one giant
Elena.
room.
Well, I have
And
an
then
idea.
turn off the
If we're
lights
all
is
in
played,
here
so
and
then
we vote
everyone
for
has to vote
ourselves,
immediately.
We beat the game. So guys, let's take down the system.
So let's all vote
And
for Ben.
share
That's
everything. If we
Can
share
you-
Hunger Gamesing it.
Can you unpack that a little
Vote now.
Yo,
Enough
somebody
lights.
wants it to go down right now.
Oh, we have to do it now?
Okay,
Oh.
so you know what? Someone shout out a name and I'll vote. Just do
I
it.
think Steve.
Brendan,
played
I'm curious
Turn
about
Off the
that
Lights.
person's role.
Oh, that it might not be true.
Well, no, I'm just curious if you got confirmation.
I did not.
Okay.
This is hard because you typically
I'll
use the last
but
round
I
of
probably
bounty
shouldn't
to
say
like
anything at
circle
this
up
point.
with your
I really
alliances to be like, this is what I know. But when you can't do that, then the final survey's really hard.
Anybody?
In the spirit of the game, I'm not going to say anything.
Brendan.
Rude.
Oh no, was that in the group chat?
That's what
Ben.
Group chat.
Oh my god.
He texted something.
I would be going after
Ay, ay, ay.
somebody who got a bounty, which hasn't happened for me at all, because I don't know who it is.
You don't
Yeah,
have a bounty? Wait, what do you mean, Brendan?
4 people have gotten their bounties out already, so I would be targeting one of them so that they don't get an initial token for surviving this round.
Poor
Rather than
Brendan,
someone who hasn't
about to be
voted
sent
correctly
home.
once this entire game so far. I can say my votes right now.
You know, we could just share everything because then when we fill out like the Google Doc, we would like have.
We all get the points. That's true.
I'm like, no.
That's a fun
no.
theory.
I don't
want to do that.
We've all voted. Like now, like
Yeah, we can do that. We should do that.
I will say that I was the butler.
Look at my face. I'm like,
I'm not
absolutely not.
That doesn't really
Weird.
help.
All I hear is static. Like, my Wi-Fi
the
must have gone out.
Who's that?
Liza.
Liza just
Liza, your
tells
role changed?
everyone.
I was gonna say we should do what X did and everybody just give a useless piece of information.
There is something in the water tonight. Feisty. Okay, so everyone.
And that's the end of Elena's journey.
Oh my
Yeah, it's funny how Liza was like, let's reveal our roles, and she was like, I'm housekeeper, and then like John came in and it's like, okay, like
Sorry. So I have my big question for you all after watching that playback is, do you prefer to be in small groups? Like there was a moment in that where Alena was just with Allison, and it's very rare in Twist world that you get in a room with just one person. There's a cellar that has a room capacity of 2 that is specifically designed so that you can have one-on-one conversations, but it doesn't often happen that you get in there and you can break the room and blah, 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 blah. So in Bounty specifically, where information is power, do you prefer to like team up with one person? Like we know that Alena and Liza were working together. Would it have been helpful to be in a room with just her? Or is it helpful to be in like a small alliance of like 3 or 4 people?
I mean, I don't know. I think it can't be too many. It gets so messy. I think for me, I mean, this version of Bounty, I felt was really messy because of those cards being played. Like it prevented so much strategy. But when you played, Josh, whenever that was, you and I had a little thing. And I do think that having just one, being able to divide and conquer is easier to do with one person than with 3 or 4 and trying to coordinate. I mean, it can work. I've only played this game twice, but I think that if you have a solid 2-person alliance, that can be really, it's just like you said, it's hard to then like get into a room where you're really alone and really be able to, I think you end up having to kind of sacrifice some information. Like you and I would just like decide we're going to just talk openly, even though this third person is in here, and just let them have that information, because the next time we speak, it'll be someone else that's in here. You know what I mean? So I think that's what I found works best.
And Alena kind of did that with Liza, although when Alena was speaking, she played it off really well, that like she was talking in code so that the 2 people that were in the room couldn't, or we perceive didn't understand what was happening, because it was like, I am now what this person was, and like I am looking for who this person is. Like instead of speaking in roles, we were speaking in players, which is tricky. Alena, go for it.
Yeah, I'm usually not trying to go into the rooms when there's like 2-3 people. I'm usually go to the bigger rooms, and I think the one with Allison, that was like one of the like medium rooms, and I went there just because we were in one big room all together, and Allison just happened to be there. But yeah, that thing with Liza, yeah, I was like so proud of myself that, because like I wanted her to get like the points, so like I wanted her to know my role so she can get at least 1 point in the quiz. So I'm like, she knows who Alex is, so I can tell her like I'm Alex right now.
Totally.
I should have told them, Alana and Sharon, like I should have shared with them too, but like I didn't know them that well.
Yeah, hindsight's 2020.
They also
I feel
didn't
you.
ask for you to explain what it was the code was. You were telling them. So why?
But for all we know, because we don't have any context of what they knew prior, like they might have known exactly what was going on, and we're playing it off really well. Because if they
Totally.
knew whoever you said, whoever you were talking about, then like I would act dumb. Like I don't know what's going on. No, 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 no. Totally.
Exactly.
So that concludes Elena's journey. I'm going to let everyone who's with me here take a brief break intermission. If either of you ladies need to go to the bathroom, I'm just going to speak. You don't need to. Do you want to go to the bathroom, Joanna? Take a break. Do you need some water? I'm just going to
Okay.
speak briefly about the history of bounty. So
Justice for
do whatever you
bounty.
need to do.
I'll be right back.
Listen, because I want to know.
Glorious. A little behind the scenes access. So originally we began this call saying that on July 11th was the first time that we ever played Twist. And in that Twist journey, we were supposed to play 4 games, the only time that we were ever supposed to play 4. 2 of those games have never been played again.
They were only played once after that.
One, 5v5 was never played again. And then Confidential was played one time after that.
Mm-hmm.
Key to Success was a game that was played, and Bounty was the 4th game that was supposed to be played, and it was cut from the schedule because we ran out of time. Because back then, I didn't know anything about how long games would take, and I was moderating it by myself and running around like a chicken with my head cut off. So then, the next time we were supposed to play Bounty, a similar thing happened, but we were only playing 3 games, one of which was key to... No, that's the time that Face Value, we did 3 rounds of Face Value, which took like 2 hours long. So again, we ran out of time to play Bounty.
No, that was when we did Face Value just once through. I think Keys took so long because it was open world. And Cole dumped out. And we started it. Nope, never mind. Continue your story. Disregard me. Bye.
So ultimately, none of this really matters. It's ultimately to say that there was this campaign that was Justice for Bounty because we kept saying we're playing Bounty today, and then we wouldn't get to play Bounty. And then it was like building up this hype about we want to play Bounty. Everyone had like seen the dossiers and was like, we love elimination games, we love Survivor, like we want to stab each other in the back. And we ultimately didn't get to play it like 4 separate times. Then we finally designated a day specifically where we're only playing Bounty this day. Like that means that we're definitely going to get to play it. And we played it and everybody loved it. And long story short, now Bounty is a fan favorite and we play it semi-regularly. And it ultimately hasn't had many changes. Some of the weapon cards have changed slightly, but the basic rules and mechanics have always been the same, that like you've got a roll, you've got a bounty, and it's deceptively simple. Like at the end of the day, it's pretty easy to explain. You get a roll, you got a bounty, you got a weapon. Good luck, get your bounty out. But it's really hard, as we just saw, to execute.
Yeah, it was one of the originals and had one major overhaul of the weapon cards with like clarifying and swapping in, out, etc. But according to Max, Elena, Sharon did know what you were talking about to Liza and just played it off like she didn't. So congrats, Sharon, on
These
covering
people
that
is
up.
smart. You played it off so well, Sharon.
Yeah, you did.
Well, I guess there was also like confusion at the end. Like Sharon somehow, or like Eric, you told that Sharon, that Alex was Sharon's bounty or something. Because I remember when we were sharing like the results.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the mods, or Josh, was you, like you're saying that Alex had the safety blanket or something. So
The booby
Sharon,
trap.
yeah, so Sharon didn't get points, but it was me because he was my bond.
But I think when you switched bounties, Sharon was your initial bounty. Since you said you ended with your own bounty, correct? Because when you switched with Alex, he got yours, and I think Sharon didn't score because she had Alex as her bounty. I think, if I remember correctly.
Sharon's initial bounty was a cook.
I'm not.
Probably.
I only have a record of what people ended the game as. And according to the end of the game, Alena, you ended as the butler with the butler bounty. And Sharon ended as the footman with the cook bounty. And the cook at the end of the game was Alex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's challenging to
So
track
had you
what's
eliminated
changing.
yourself, you could have gotten the 3 points for eliminating your bounty, but you would have missed the 1 point for surviving.
So you would have gotten 2 additional, more than you had gotten, but yeah. Joanna, do you have anything you want to preface?
But it's interesting.
Oh, go ahead.
It's just interesting that both of you ended the game as with matching role and bounties. Alena ended as butler, and Joanna ended as nanny.
Same strategy.
Yeah.
You have to. It's tough. You have to get that card, and you have to know who has you as their bounty before they vote you out. It's not a thing you can always. It was luck that it just for me. Yeah, I don't know how I even. Yeah, I don't have anything I want to say in particular.
Great.
I think Brendan is the only person who has ever gotten himself as his bounty and eliminated himself.
Intentionally.
Caitlin Fouts, I think at all, intentionally or not, I think that he's the only person who's ever doubled up and he intentionally did get himself out, but I think it's the only time, even unintentionally, that it's happened. Caitlin Fouts tried to get herself eliminated, but then Kevin Patrick played the safety blanket on her in the final round, thinking that he was protecting her, but in reality, she was trying to get herself eliminated. She wasn't eliminated, and ultimately he won, but she would have won had he not played the safety blanket on her.
Crazy.
Oh.
Bounty.
It's bountiful. We ready to watch Joanna's journey?
Yeah.
Okay.
What happened in round 1?
Truly.
Where were you?
With Ben, I think.
Always comes back to Ben.
Yeah.
Okay. Starts at the beginning.
I don't see
Very
it,
good place.
Mattingly. But, and you all can go ahead and move into the manor. All breakout rooms are open, so you can use any of them. Please do remember that room limits apply. This is when the McKittrick gets reset.
Have fun.
All the actors go back to the beginning of their loops. But now we're following a different actor. It really is my favorite.
Trickle away. Opening random door.
I waited to see where he was. I waited. Oh, why is this Liza? Liza, I'm working with Noam. Wait. I just signed on to work with him at the temple that he's working at. I was like, Noam didn't play this game
so much. He is. Oh my gosh! Wow. Okay.
You got a job
I just had to
via
start
Twist.
with that, and also I'm obsessed with O, and I'm just this whole. We need to talk about that on another. I've seen it twice. Great. Hi guys. Because I'm her bounty, but don't know that at the moment. Here we are.
This is like, I don't even know. I was looking around and I was like, oh gosh, there's so many people who I've aligned with in the past. And I'm like, I don't know what to do.
Because you can't be aligned with everyone.
Or can you? You can. Maybe that's the strategy. Hi, Ben.
Hi, Ben.
So how do we play this game?
You never played?
Leo was supposed to take
This
notes.
is Ben's first time playing.
It was.
Excuse you.
I have to decide who I want to peek at. That's what we have to decide, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And this is interesting because in normal, when you're playing a macro
this is so
game,
stressful.
you get sent to a diary room. So you get
fucking can't.
Ben texted the public.
Sorry, I cursed. I'm sorry, Josh. You can't use that. I cursed. I think I did that last time. They had to cut it out. The last time Ben did that in the group chat. Okay. Anyway, what was I doing? Oh yeah, I was looking at what they sent me. Oh, this game.
So everyone's
It
again
stresses
figuring
me
out who
out.
their
You hear
role and their
music in the
bounty
background,
are.
My fiance is practicing the bass. So, Apologies. The background
Shout out to
music.
Corey.
I didn't get all the way through Lizzo. That was
The energy
Tragic.
was good though.
it was good.
We had
It
a
was
little
really good.
dance
All right.
party before the
We
game
did.
started.
Exactly. It was so small. I feel
I
like
know. I
I'm
have to
old
like
lady.
zoom in hardcore. I'm printing it next time, Elena style.
This last time. I was better at this last time.
Make sure you have the updated version.
No, I don't know all the cards, and so I'm reading them. I'm like, dramatic.
I also feel like because points don't matter, I just want to like buy weapons. You know?
Yeah.
Hi,
Steve.
Hey.
So when Elena drops in on Joanna
Well, how are
later,
you?
it's with Leah and
Good.
Steve.
I haven't seen you.
So it's interesting to find out how we get from this big group to just the three of them.
And I've
No,
inspected
I
Steve already.
do not know what I'm doing.
That was your
piece.
first.
Can I be that frank?
Even those of us who have played before feel that way.
Agreed.
Yeah, I feel that way too.
I watched that whole video and I was like, what is happening?
Yep, pretty much.
That's the twist motto.
Truly.
Part of it just wants to be like, well, this is a good group of people.
Right now I'm thinking this
Do
is a
we
lot
wanna,
of
like,
people.
share information?
what
It
I'm
is a
thinking
lot of
right now.
people.
Gonna get
Mhm.
it started
Oh.
early, huh?
I know the game hasn't started, but
Leah's suggesting
always-
working
Oh,
this
the
alliance
game's
of
always
6, and you're like,
the
eh.
game
I'm
is
thinking
always
no.
afoot.
Hey Ben, did you know you accidentally messaged the group chat?
He knows. He knows.
I'm joking.
accidentally.
Accidentally.
Oh, accidentally.
You can always tell because of the ops and a winky face.
Yeah.
Not
Ops.
Okay.
Ops. So funny. Okay, let's see. I also, the last time I played this game, I feel like everybody was like, by the end, they were like, oh my gosh, yeah, I totally know who everybody is. And I was like, how are you doing this? Like, please submit your,
Make sure you submit your thing.
to the mod chat.
No one got more than 9
Sorry,
people
what does that
correct
mean?
in the final
To
survey
ask for
on
a
this
piece of
one.
information about one
Mhm.
player, their weapon, their bounty, or their role.
Ah, thank you.
Well,
That's what that means. Okay.
If
This
you
first
want
move
to
is
see an
the
example, you
hardest.
can
Like
go to
someone
the
has
group
to make a
chat in
move,
which
and then
Ben-
like everyone like follows suit. But like
Yeah, I
it's
already
like,
know
are
Joanna's
you gonna
role,
show
so
your
we're
hand first,
good to
or
go.
am I?
You do,
Oh.
unless you sent it again to your private chat. We don't know that you actually inspected me.
Yeah, what did I do?
No one knows. Oh yeah, what he
No
sent to the
one
group chat
knows.
was that
Okay,
he wanted
great.
to inspect me.
Mm.
Is
Someone practicing the cello?
Yes, my fiance is practicing the bass. I apologize. I'll mute myself.
No, you're fine.
It's atmospheric music.
Yeah, it's not. It's not.
Not the
obtrusive.
worst instrument to listen
It's
to.
part of
you
the
know?
manner.
All right.
We're trying to get Noam Lotman to drop us some
This
tracks.
game's
for
scary
under-
because you could be like, yeah, we'll all share our role, but then
Don't
what
be.
if I'm someone's bounty in here? Scary.
Right. I also got totally played the last time we played this.
Did you? Did somebody stab you in the
Yeah.
back?
John Hess stabbed me in the back. He like pulled me into the cellar and he was like, I wanted to tell you this person is your bounty. But that person was actually his bounty and he just wanted me to
He was trying to get you to do it for him, do the dirty work.
Yeah.
Well, the game.
That's also super
God.
smart.
A game of the foot.
So
I'm going.
Okay.
what to do now?
So 10-minute timer starts
Joanna,
now.
I feel like we could trust each other, right?
We probably can, but
We-
this
we've
is a
been
room
through
of
a
6
lot.
people.
No. I'm talking about maybe going to the, somewhere else like the cellar or something.
Is it free?
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Guys.
I'm going to the
Why?
Leah
ad.
was
cellar.
mad. Leah was mad. She was like, I'm willing to
But we know
solidify
that you
this in
circle
blood
back
right
at
now,
least.
but like if you burn me this time, Ben Hawkins,
I
that's
would-
it. He did
and I
burn
would
me in a
never
previous
burn
game.
you.
You wouldn't
Really
unless
bad.
I'm your bounty.
Yeah, that's true. I definitely would burn you.
Okay, but I'll tell you anyway because it's a 1 in 14 chance. So I am the nanny.
Okay, I am the
Okay.
nurse.
Okay.
Ben is the nurse.
He's
Okay.
he's my bounty.
Do we want to share anything else, or we just want to do that?
No, I mean I'll.
Did you
I
know
have,
that?
Look, You are my bounty.
But you didn't know it until.
Wait,
I
are
just
you
told them.
serious?
But I'm not gonna play this game that hard. I'm just not. I'm more interested in learning,
Says the winner.
getting the info.
Yeah.
I have you. I'm
I
told
don't
it. So
Technically.
Right.
okay, so now you know that no one's out to get you because.
Wow, now that's interesting.
Yes.
Mine is tutor, so I don't
Oh, and I know who that
Mm.
is. Fuck yeah.
Did you do the thing?
Yes, it's Steven.
No, it's not. Are you
I want you to win this game. This is what's gonna happen. Yes, Steven is the tutor.
Oh my god.
This is great.
This
is
is
great.
that all this information just came
Joanna.
together.
Now, you've not played this game before?
I played the mini version. I never got to
Okay.
play the full one.
So what happened last time I played was, like, I did pretty well. That was the game that I won the macro game. Like, I did well in the first couple games, and I did pretty well, and so I won. I'm not that good at this game, but, like, it behooves us to divide and conquer gathering information, because with the cards being played, we could think we have everyone, and then
Yeah, things could change.
they switch so fast that then you no longer have all of the information. My weapon card is that it's the sleight of hand. I can change bounties with someone.
So but it's random. Like you just switch with somebody.
Yep, they just give me a new one. So in theory, I could
Interesting
just
that
use it
Alena
and
had
pick
the
someone
role
else's to
switch
get,
and
then
Joanna
it
had the
wouldn't
bounty
be my bounty
switch.
anymore.
That's
Also,
true,
I
too.
was wrong. I probably will get
Oh.
it at some point because
That's probably a good idea.
I didn't know that then.
I have the hostage card, so I can hold every. How many rounds?
Which we know is used
Five.
in the next round.
Um,
So
yeah,
Joanna
I'll have
knew
to
when
figure
she
out what
got
to use
trapped
that,
in
but
that
I'm
room that
planning
it
on
was Ben who
purchasing
played it.
another card.
Great.
I
don't know if I remembered, but yes. This is
Yes.
great. So we know who your bounty is. That's amazing information to know.
It is.
So we try to get people to vote Steve, which I think will not be a hard thing to do.
I don't think it is either, because he's
He just has to stay the tutor the whole game, which I don't know if he's going to.
that's the thing too. So
This game is so hard.
but I
The room is broken.
Who do you
I've
wanna-
broken.
Who do you want to talk to?
I
who do
don't
you
know. I was feeling FOMO.
I don't know.
I might go to the.
Well, you gotta pick somebody.
I'm breaking the room, but I'm gonna
I'm
leave.
Joanna.
Like, okay, what do you
See
need? Bye.
Bye.
Hi. So I wanted multiple alliances.
Right.
Yeah.
There you go. But
Amazing.
I'm not. But I have a card that I can switch my bounty, so I don't actually want to vote Ben out.
That's funny. I investigated him. I found out who his role is. Will you?
Yes, go ahead. Oh,
So I've got that he's a nurse. Will you like tell me when you, if you feel comfortable? Would you mind
When you
telling me, like,
when
who
you use your
switch into,
weapon.
just because I want to get points at the end?
No.
That's
Yeah, of course. I'll probably tell you every information that I'm the worst at this game. Just like the people that I'm closest with, I will.
You
share all
keep
the
saying
stuff.
she's the worst.
His bounty is Steve.
How does he know that already?
Because I investigated
This is such a
Steven,
parv
and then Ben
move,
told me who his bounty
Joanna.
was.
Oh no!
So I'm like,
All I
I
want
don't
in
know. Are
life.
you loyal to Steve? We
Parv
don't have to
moves.
work hard right now.
That's a
You
Survivor
are,
reference for those at home who don't
I
know.
am. Well, and I am
All
loyal to Steve. Like
star.
Steve and I are friends, but
Yeah.
I'm also loyal to Steve in that I just was like, I will be loyal to you.
So we can't. But I think he'll switch.
I was like, damn it.
too, So I'm not like.
But then
you know
she
what I
ends
mean?
up
Like,
voting
if we vote
for
him out now,
Steve, right?
He probably won't end up being the same
Leah.
role.
Yeah.
At the end.
Totally.
Leah voted for
Oh God,
Kevin.
I don't know what to do.
Okay.
Yeah, I need to know who to vote for this first round.
We say
Yeah,
Kevin because he was,
Leading.
you know.
I've got
Yeah.
a card that lets me reveal a player's bounty, but I don't know that that's helpful.
Should we go to the kitchen and see what they want to do?
Yeah.
I just feel like we need more
See if
people.
there's like a consensus. Yeah, I think that's
Strong
true.
move. Follow the
Um,
numbers.
The answer to your question. But I
I
know.
don't
Sorry.
know who to vote for.
That's what we're trying to figure out right now.
Okay, I was like alone. I was like, I need to get more.
What am
if
I
vote for one person,
doing?
It's not gonna do anything. So
I mean, I'll say this. I know who has the bounty of the seamstress. If anyone in here wants to protect themselves.
That's not
As Leah pops in.
sorry, Leah, I didn't mean to leave you. I thought you were. I'm in a
Yeah.
hurry.
No,
But
no,
I'm not sure who to vote for either. Like, I don't have any idea about who my bounty is at this moment.
Okay.
Do you just want to pick somebody?
Yep, that's I think what we have to do.
Can we pick a random
Poor
one?
Steve.
Yeah.
How about the cook? I don't know.
No, we have to pick a person.
Oh, pick a person. That's right.
I think
Which
we
was
should choose
Alena.
Ben because he is a crazy competitor.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Or because Leah and I were just promising him we win it, or we know Kevin won twice.
Oh,
That was me protecting
saying
Ben.
Is
this
that
to-
okay? He
But
just
you're
won
saying this
he
to
won
Alex,
recently. Is that
Kevin's
a better way to
fiance.
target right now? Leah,
Oh,
what do you
but
think?
he was down.
Of course.
Do we
Yeah,
know anything about
Cutthroat.
Kevin?
Or Ben.
Under the bus.
I don't know anything about Kevin.
I had to protect Ben.
I just feel.
I think that's pretty fair reasoning though. Like I think
Yeah, why don't we start there?
I don't also
So,
think
we're
I
voting
didn't know
Kevin?
that they were fiancés.
Okay.
In my
Oh.
defense, I don't think I knew.
Oh no.
Surprise.
Sorry,
He
Alex.
can still do very well, even if he gets voted out.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
He'll be fine.
Sorry,
But
Kevin.
he's also been waltzing around, just being like, "Oh, I've won twice. Oh, I've won twice."
Has he really?
Right.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Okay. We
His
can.
head.
We have 5 votes here. I don't even know if that'll be because
Well,
he.
5 out of 14.
Let's see. He's in a group. Let's see. Where is he?
Because
But
I
Kevin
can
only
see.
got 3
Can't see.
votes.
Oh, he's.
Joanna,
We have a chance.
Alex voted for Ben.
That's if they all vote together.
What'd you say,
30
Elena?
seconds left to vote, so you got to make sure to vote.
Sorry, I can't hear you. One more time.
You voted for Steven, right?
I don't. I think I voted for Kevin.
Joanna voted for Kevin.
Yeah.
Leah voted for Kevin. Steve voted for Kevin, but Sharon voted for Ben. Sharon and Alex both voted Ben, even though they said the 5 of you were going to vote Kevin.
There you go.
And Elena voted for Alex, even though that wasn't what because you knew immediately that that's who you were gunning for.
Yeah. I voted.
But Steve went home.
I hate that feeling when you miss it and then.
So, Joanna, do you want to share some things?
There's Kevin.
Me?
Or do you want to say what column?
Right
that you're
after
in?
3 of you voted for
Column
him.
on the
on the dossier.
Figured out who they're voting for this round.
No.
We were just discussing that.
We just kind of picked at random.
We talked about
did I.
Ben just because he's.
Everyone is
Right.
lying straight to Kevin's face.
Round is over.
Oh. So,
if
if you didn't already vote, you voted for yourself. Want-
I'm looking at- this is
Awkward.
what column I'm in.
I
Is that
think
you
that's
just
what I
said?
was remembering.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're watching
that's what we've been
Elena.
doing.
I don't
like
know.
that.
Maybe this.
Uh,
I voted for Kevin a bunch
so
of
small,
times.
I have to-
I know.
I'm in the second column.
Okay.
Okay.
Such a lovely
correct.
background.
Well, that doesn't help me.
Anyone else? Oh, I probably don't know any other columns of people because I came in here just like a minute ago.
And we're
Anyone
about
else
to
share
see
theirs?
Elena
Not
join
yet.
a
That's the first
room
one.
No.
with Joanna,
Yeah,
Leah,
Joanna
and
was the
Steve.
lucky one.
That's
so.
fine.
I mean, I'm happy to tell you, Joanna, that I'm in the 3rd column.
Third column. I feel like the last time I played this, we all just told everyone, and it was like, hopefully you don't have me as your bounty.
But this is
Yeah,
what
the
we're waiting
column
for
thing.
Steve.
I mean, yeah.
The column thing.
you're in
This was the
yeah.
first time
Okay.
that had happened, and I was like,
So
"This is."
I am actually also.
It's a strategy that
Cool,
evolved
cool,
during
cool.
and
As am I.
Wow.
We never thought of would happen.
Yeah, it was not helpful to me. I really had a tough time getting information, like figuring stuff out that way.
2-way tie.
Ooh.
Oh.
Goodness.
There's
With
Goodness,
2
Oh.
people in here.
Steve.
and this is when Steve
Oh.
I died.
you died.
Oh.
Why?
Oh.
You had the scapegoat card.
You
I
have the
bet-
scapegoat?
I mean, I'm sure I know then who the other person was that was.
and it was
tied with,
Alex
because
not
I
Kevin.
think a lot of people voted for Ben.
my guilty face.
No, but
It
I think
wasn't
that I don't
Ben.
think that means that Steve got votes. I think that the scapegoat card means that if there is a tie, whoever has the scapegoat.
Leah is
gets it.
correct.
I agree.
However,
Right.
Steve was one of the
Had
people
it.
that
Right.
tied. But
I
technically, you could
understand
receive
now.
no
Thank you for
votes,
that
and if you have the
clarification.
scapegoat,
No,
Yeah, I'm
that
just-
does
you would
make
go
more
home.
sense.
I'm reading what it says now. Yeah.
You're like, oh wait, I should bring what my card says.
No. But
but he had just received it.
Oh,
wait,
Steve. something.
Wait, I had the scapegoat card?
He didn't get it originally. He was
Alex-
given it.
Oh,
Was
he
that your weapon?
So Alex just
Kevin, do you want to
left.
go to another room?
I bet Kevin and
Yes.
Sharon leave, and this is when
Let me
Elena
look at
comes
it.
in.
Mhm.
Cool.
Sleep no more.
No, I'm still confused about what happened.
So at the end of when voting, you
that
give
was
the card.
That was really funny.
That was great.
Evan comes in. You guys voting for her?
Oh, yeah. So,
Indirectly was-
sorry, go ahead.
No, so here's what happened: is that Alex, Kevin, and Sharon
Look
all
who it
just said
is.
that they're in the third.
We've come
column,
full circle.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
my
we're stuck in here, guys. We're in.
and my bounty is in the third column. So I would love to figure out who my bounty is.
So Elena joins this
Well,
conversation.
I know your bounty is not nanny because I know who's.
But it doesn't seem like you all
Who's looking
pivot
for a
very
nanny.
much. Like you feel
So-
comfortable
nanny.
chatting
Yes, since we're stuck
in
here,
front
I
of
will say my
Elena.
bounty is
Mhm.
But
my
we find
bounty
out
is the
later that
seamstress.
Elena
Mhm.
And
throws you under the
Sharon,
bus.
Kevin, and I know it's not you, Elena, because
Yes.
Sharon, Kevin, and Alex all just said that they're in the third column, and there are only 3 rows. There's only 3 rows. right?
Kevin is a seamstress.
Can we all vote
And this
for
is
Kevin?
where things
I'm
like
voting
half
for
start,
Alex.
because
He's
they
my
didn't know who
bounty.
Kevin was, but
I voted
Elena
for
had been
Kevin
talking
last
with
time.
other people, so she knew different
Yeah, can we-
information.
We're
Would you
stuck
vote for
here.
Kevin again?
I would, but like there's only this many of us, so it'll be interesting to see what happens. But I would totally would. Kevin is the seamstress right now. Okay.
Do we want to try to throw votes on Alex to help Elena, and then Elena, will you throw votes on Kevin in the next
Totally.
one?
Yeah.
So wait, Elena, Alex is your bounty.
Yes.
Will you
And
tell us what he is?
He's where is it? He's a butler.
Okay. I could tell you something if you will tell me, okay,
Mhm.
guys, I am the nanny.
So-
So yeah,
I knew it.
should
Oh,
I tell you what's
so-
going through my head Who's
here?
out to
Yeah,
get me,
yeah.
Elena? I mean,
Wait.
I think that what's happening is that
Can you let it roll under this
Sure.
since we've already seen it, Maddie?
I think
Someone else
that what
told me that
I'm trying to I want Elena to
they
tell
were the
me
nanny.
whose
Liza told
bounty
me that
is
they
the
were the
nanny
Uh-huh.
because I know I have the
So
weapon
you have
card
your
that
answer,
lets me
Joanna.
switch. So I know that
she's
even if
saying
she
she's
outs
the nanny,
me,
but really she's out to get
I
the
can
nanny.
switch. So
Oh,
that's like
really
I
funny.
didn't fully
Nice
trust
move,
her.
Now you know that it's a lie.
If that makes sense. I
No.
just
Totally.
needed to get her to tell me
Okay.
who had me, but she does.
Well, I also
Because you have to check the name of a person, not like I want my new bounty be
Mhm.
nanny. You have to
Right.
say I want to switch my bounty with Liza. Right?
Exactly.
Correct,
Mhm.
correct.
Which makes
So
it
that was
challenging
my-
also because voting is that way. Rather than voting on the role, you're voting on the person.
I
Yeah.
think
Right.
that's a lie.
And the pendulum swings both ways in the sense that, like, Elena's working with them in this moment because they're working with her. Like, the 3 of them actually do vote Alex, and Alex gets 4 votes because Liza votes Alex because Liza and Elena had previously discussed. So even though they aren't in the room, Liza stays true to Elena. They get Alex out here.
Alex.
But then, like, you have to go with wherever the people that you're with are.
Wait, you can't leave, Steve.
She's a
You can't leave. We're stuck here.
Isn't it like a ghost in
We're like, maybe he actually can leave.
Well, there's one card that actually lets you leave. If you have the secret passage, then you're
Right,
allowed
right,
to
right.
walk around even when the hostage.
I forgot I couldn't
No,
But
I
he-
was like, maybe it's like a ghost in like Among Us.
got too many
It's
windows
like
open. I've got, like,
wherever they want.
Elena,
Exactly.
Or a hint towards it.
I'm in the first row.
These, I can barely see them. I have to like.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing too.
That's so smart. Maybe I just need glasses.
But like now I can barely read what weapons.
But Steve gives the scapegoat to Leah
Confused about
here.
What happened with my like someone gave me
Mm.
the scapegoat card when they voted.
I think that's true.
Right.
So why is
I know
Steve
who gave
giving Leah the
I'm just not gonna
scapegoat?
help you.
No, because I'm already dead.
Yeah.
Does
Okay,
he
so
have
we
her?
got Alex out this round, and we're good to vote for Kevin.
Well,
next
she
round.
doesn't say who she is.
Right, she hasn't said, unless she said earlier that we didn't see.
Or unless he peeked at her.
Steve had the housekeeper
Which was
bounty,
Liza?
which was Liza.
Mm.
So I'm not entirely sure why he, other than just trying to stab her in the back again. Which
Pull another.
Leah told us is her favorite her favorite twist memory.
No, I said that was mine. I don't remember. Or was that Leah's?
No, that's Leah's favorite
Oh,
memory.
it is?
Is getting backstabbed by Steve.
Shout out to Leah in the chat.
Leah.
So you're now
Okay,
free to
so you
move
all
around.
can move. Right, but you choose not to. And then Fouts joins.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think Kevin. Oh no, yeah, Kevin later.
Let's get people to vote.
But also interesting that Joanna hasn't interacted with Alana at all either. So I'm curious where Alana has been this game. Was she talking to Fouts? Was she talking with Jessica?
Alana, Sharon, and Fouts
briefly
feel like they were an alliance that we didn't actually see.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like,
Yes.
and we don't see a lot of Ben either. We see him in the
Yeah,
beginning, but not really in this middle.
Yeah, I didn't interact with
So it's like we're down in the ballroom dancing, moving the trees. Meanwhile, you all are up in the forest maze, like wandering around the nurse hut.
The butler, that can't change, right?
You can change cards.
And we're back to the same conversation about can you change if you're a ghost?
This is Alana's second time in this conversation.
Caitlin, I don't know how you feel about this, but we're feeling like we want to get Kevin.
And then he's gonna come out.
And then Kevin joins. Uh-huh.
Second time.
Do you know what he is?
No, I know he's in. Oh yes, we do.
And Fouts and Kevin have worked together in real life on the Jersey Boys tour.
At least he was before the first round.
Seamstress.
But Fouts has it. This is the moment. This is like after the game where Fouts was wronged by
I
Kevin.
would really love your
Right.
help in voting him out.
I'll vote for him.
I voted for him last time.
But Steve doesn't get a vote because he's
Totally. No,
dead.
no, I would just love to continue that train.
I'll do it again. Yeah, why break more eggs?
And Leah, she knows she has a scapegoat now, right?
Cool.
So Allison single-handedly gets rid of Steve in the first round with the scapegoat. Steve gives Leah the scapegoat, but Leah doesn't go home because there's not a tie. So that was like a dangerous play. But then Leah gives the scapegoat to Kevin, and Kevin goes home with the scapegoat.
Okay, what else do I?
So like there's a chance that Leah and Steve were like working together because like the scapegoat's a powerful card.
All right.
But it is kind of dangerous.
Oh well, Kevin.
Okay. You have to use your weapon card to buy another one. You can't just collect multiple weapon cards, right?
You can have 3.
Thank you.
Apparently, Brendan and Alana were trapped in a room together.
Oh.
So just the two of them were chatting for a while.
And we haven't seen a lot of
so I
Brendan
was
either,
given the
which makes
scapegoat
sense.
in that last round, and I don't know by
made
who.
an alliance with him at the
But
beginning.
I just
Breaking this. Oh no, I guess I'm not. I think someone left.
broken.
Right.
What's up, Kevin?
How are you?
Can't hear.
But Brendan is the one who gets so adamant, like at the end of the
I
game
think
in
some
round
people
5.
are watching
that,
us,
like,
which is why.
what are
that
you
there are
all
more people than there
doing?
are.
Oh yes.
I'm watching all of you.
This round.
What do you say?
Has everyone voted this round?
Yeah.
I'm a ghost, so I
Cheshire
can't
cat.
vote. So
Okay. I have a feeling I'm not going to last much longer.
Oh no! Who are you trying to?
I have a
no,
game
like you all haven't
question
been voting for me.
that I'm realizing I have. The scapegoat card. Someone has it. They play it on someone else. Then that person
Correct.
has it.
Correct.
Like, and can play it.
Correct.
So it's not like being redealt. They just once it's played on you, you have it.
Correct. So Allison started with it as
Yeah.
her free weapon. And you play, so Allison's not in danger. Whoever
Right.
starts with it isn't in danger. They play it on someone. She played it on Steve. And if there's a tie vote, during the round that it's played, the person that it's played on goes home.
Only if there's
But
a tie.
only if there's a tie. So in this moment, Steve, during the vote, plays it on Leah, but there's not a tie. So then Leah has a chance to play it on the next person.
So you can
Kevin.
receive it and it not do anything bad to you, and then you have it. I see. I understand.
And there's only one scapegoat card in a game.
There's only one of every card except for the blue cards. And the blue cards are like the inspect, spy, and forensics.
And I don't know if it's helpful for anyone who watches this now or in the future. If we didn't say this, maybe we said this already, but like these cards are being dealt to us in private WhatsApp chats we're having with the moderators, Josh and Eric and Max, who are running the game. So like that's how we're getting dealt cards. I don't know, maybe we've said that, but only we see that information. And if we want to get a new card, we say we'd like to buy a new card, and that's just told to us. But that makes sense. So if a scapegoat card is successful multiple times in a game, that means there's multiple ties in votes.
Correct.
Got
Correct.
it. I just needed to clarify. Thank you.
Because the
But
scapegoat card
bluffing
is.
all.
Go ahead, Josh.
But bluffing is also a valid strategy. Like you could be like, I've got the scapegoat or I've got the booby trap and nobody knows. But like the booby trap is a really powerful bluff, because if you're like, I've got that card to the person who's like hunting for you, then like they're going to try and switch cards with someone, because if you're holding the booby trap, like what happened to Sharon at the end, like she's not going to collect any points. But no one actually can tell who's holding a card unless they play the forensics card.
Got it. Oof.
A lot of layers.
Like an onion.
Or Shrek.
I would never Kevin Patrick Martin.
And this is new conversation because Elena's left.
When I
Because
get
Elena
eliminated, please just vote for Sharon.
Because she's your bounty?
Yes.
What's her
Her
role?
role? And then we will vote for her.
I know her role.
An ultimatum.
She's the footman.
She is.
And Leah's just like,
Okay.
duh.
I got the power.
I think we can maybe help you out.
Yeah.
So if she's not eliminated this round,
why would you want to help Kevin though?
I was eliminated because of the scapegoat card.
Oh, the scapegoat card. Remind
Are
me
you
how that-
actually
so
going to help
someone
him?
Is playing that to like
No.
on you? Someone played it on you.
Yeah, when you
I do vote
like
for
it
her.
was played on me the first round, so then I received
At
the
You
some
vote for
point.
who?
and then I gave it to somebody else.
Yeah, I think I vote for her
played it.
last. I don't vote for her
It
this
was
round.
me. He gave it to me, and then I gave it to Kevin.
No, you voted for Sharon in round
Sorry,
4
Kevin.
after
That
Kevin
this
was
one?
eliminated. Yeah.
You all better vote for Sharon.
So
and
you
get her
help
eliminated.
eliminate her.
Okay.
Was Sharon who they was Sharon
You're
who
helping
they tied with
Kevin.
last time?
I guess.
Probably.
I don't know why I'm
Yeah.
doing that, but
Hi, Ben.
Ben.
It's hard. That
Am I
group
breaking? Is
think
it broken?
of
Hold on
like
one- No, we're
6
good.
other people are doing
I don't
it.
want to get eliminated. So.
Exactly. Exactly.
Who do you
Follow
want
the
us to vote
numbers.
for, Ben?
You know, I
And now Kevin's gone.
really prefer Joe Biden. Just like
It's strongly preferred.
Biden
just as a person
won!
thing. But that's just because I respect my safety and those of those around me. So, in the game, right? Sorry, not political. I don't know. What are you guys thinking? What have you been talking about?
Well, Ben wants us to vote. You're Ben. Kevin wants us to vote for Sharon.
Which I don't want to do.
Okay, we don't have to do that. We don't have to help him.
I already did.
You already voted
I voted for Sharon.
for this round.
You did?
Yeah,
I would just feel incredibly bad if I don't, because I gave
Caitlin
him
also
the
ends up
vote.
voting
I'm
for
just-
Sharon.
Did Ben actually vote for Sharon this round?
Oh, saucy.
Ben voted for Brendan.
I was gonna say I didn't think he did.
Yeah, I mean, I gave it to you. It
Ben
didn't
is
really
just
have an
stirring the
effect on me.
fucking pot.
Oh no, I've been poisoned.
What does that mean?
Uh-oh.
Is this the one, Mattingly?
I have to
Is
discard
this
my weapon.
Steve?
Yeah, force a player to discard all weapons. In their hand.
Yeah, Steve poisoned
just
Ben
poisoned
in
Ben.
front of him.
2 minutes to voting.
But Ben
wait,
doesn't
so
know.
Correct.
We're in round 3.
He knows he's been poisoned, but he doesn't know who played it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Steve is acting like,
later.
yes,
No,
this
round
is what
4.
poison says.
We're in round 4.
Exactly.
Who got cut third round?
And later, Brendan was also poisoned, and Brendan
Move to the
thinks
hall.
Alana
It was
poisoned
Alana
too.
when they were trapped in the room.
I guess I'm gonna vote for
Because
Sharon.
Brendan
Are
was
we going to the
poisoned
hall?
while in that room.
Yeah. This is why we vote for Sharon, though, is because we now go into the hall and we all just
this is
say
gonna
we're
be
going to do it before we leave.
This is fun. We love this. 10 out of
You
10.
have to vote for someone because
Wait.
and you made a plan before you
If
came
there's
here.
more than 10 of us in here, does that mean it's
But
automatically
Ben
broken?
didn't follow
And we
it.
can't talk the rest of the
No,
I guess
think
it doesn't
I think
matter.
the limit is
Ben and
forced to be
Alana
here.
both vote
Yeah,
for
you-
Brendan.
Yeah, it doesn't apply.
So Alana,
Okay.
after
But
Sitting in a
someone made a
room.
smart
People
move
vote
to
for
use
me
this.
after Elena.
Which
Can you
one
turn
of you
it down slightly,
snitching?
Mattingly?
Yeah.
That group that Elena tells about me. Do people ever actually throw votes on me?
I think they did. No, wait. It was Sharon and Alana. I don't
Like
I don't-
Liza and there was that one. Remember that we watched that conversation where they're like, okay, and then I never know. I was just curious if that ever happened.
Elena and Liza are the only two people who ever voted for you in this round only.
Foiled
But
in
to
this
be
round.
fair,
Yeah.
in this round. But to be fair, they're
Yes.
coming from that conversation where we're like, let's vote out Joanna.
Yep.
Similar
this-
to you voting out Sharon.
Yeah, totally. But she didn't get a chance to go convince more people because we're
Right.
here.
Cause commotion. Chandelier dropped.
Yep. Thank God
Cut
for
that
that.
possibility.
Is poisoned me.
And now we have
Hey, you
awkward
guys
silence.
done? That's so funny because me too.
Wait,
Brendan
what
was
did the poison
poisoned.
do?
Brendan was
Hey,
poisoned
It
before.
makes me drop
Brendan.
my weapons, and I had.
Who else voted for me last round aside from Brendan? Anyone else want to fess up?
Oh, great. Round 4 of vote.
Elena's like,
Oh,
no,
Liza
I
has
don't
First
want
of all,
to.
Caitlin, I was only returning the favor from the poison you
Brendan
dropped
has
in
a
my glass.
dark face. Interesting. I
I
did not
don't
poison
believe it
you,
all.
but
Now-
that's cute.
Wait, what?
I was
How
trying to
did
save
she know that
you.
someone voted for her?
That's not what I was told.
I think,
Which
Josh, there's a card that you
card?
can see how somebody voted, correct?
Hmm.
Correct.
So she might have used that weapon.
Oh, interesting.
Wait, tell more.
Oh, I think I just realized what happened. Caitlin, I'll keep my little mouth shut. Sorry, I think it's really good.
So Brendan just
Right?
realized that Caitlin
so
was
confused right now.
not voting for
Oh my
him.
god.
This
You're on
is-
my radar. You're on my radar.
Well, I'll talk to you.
I think it's during this
Well,
moment
we're all
that I
stuck here,
asked to
so you
switch
might as
my
well talk
bounty
to
with
her
Liza.
now.
I just, I think I
Because you
have to
know
ask
that
a
you'll
generic
be
couple
your bounty,
question when I
Right.
play
meaning
my
no one
card,
will be
trying to
coming
find out
for
who's
you.
left.
Right.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Should have been more specific.
And that's also
about
why
the
you're not paying
nature of
attention
how
to a
it
lot of
was
what's
played.
happening conversation-wise and just
I'm like,
texting.
yep.
Did everyone
Well, there's
vote?
only so much that can be
Don't
gleaned
know.
when everyone's in a room
And
talking.
Dead people
Yeah,
voted.
like Caitlin and Brandon are talking, and like I have no idea what they're talking about.
Yeah.
It's like
right.
nothing
And just
Poison? What are you talking about?
yeah.
and it just looked like Liza got texted that she got a new bounty or a
Right.
new role because her
A
face was
new-
like,
Yeah. And I think that I'm also like, knowing there's one round left, I'm like, okay, let me look at my crazy note sheet of like
Scribbles.
who I think I know what they are and what I need to like target in this last round to try to figure out what I don't know. That's
Mhm.
what I was doing, which we don't get to
Totally.
do because we end up right back here. But in my mind, that was what I was going to do.
Well, that's the proper strategy.
Yeah. If
So
you don't get it,
Liza, she got a new bounty, right?
she did. She
Because
traded
Joanna
with me.
switched.
So she ended up with
Oh, Ben.
my Ben. Yeah.
mm, but
Mhm.
didn't have much time to learn that or target him.
And I wasn't
Right.
gonna tell her that it was him. I just was
course
like,
not.
hopefully he'll be.
Hopefully she
But
doesn't
you
get
also
enough
didn't
behind
know
her.
that she just voted for you, or she's about to vote for you.
No, I didn't.
Because
I don't know that. I don't know that Elena told her.
exactly.
I
But
already
remember,
told her. I already told her.
Mm-hmm.
right? But Joanna didn't realize that that conversation was even happening because she wasn't present for it.
So I don't know. In this moment, I'm like, maybe Liza knows, but maybe I don't know. But that's why I'm like, why would I take any chances? Let me just switch with her.
Totally.
Why I don't. It doesn't change anything for me really, and I wasn't really gonna pursue the strategy you were saying people have done of like get everyone to vote for me. I did think about it, but I play a little more under the. I just kind of.
You don't
But
wanna
that
get
also
eliminated.
covers you because if you were eliminated, you get something from it. So you might not get the survival points, but you still get something, even if, and you don't have people gunning at your back for their bounty, which is safe.
I keep voting even though I'm dead, and I forget that I'm not supposed to.
Yeah, Steve, I appreciated your public vote.
And we haven't seen Allison much either.
Mm-mm.
Oh man. What are you guys voting
Allison,
for?
Jessica, Alana, Sharon,
Steven, obviously.
Bouts,
Brendan.
Someone who
and
is in
Alex are like in an
Yeah,
entire
no.
different
Oh, we
hemisphere
can
I would never vote for any of them.
playing this
Everyone
game
leave.
opposite the people that we've been watching.
Bye.
Oh yeah,
So who
this was the
follows
moment
Joanna?
Joanna sat in a room for herself by a
Woo,
minute.
what a room!
I did. I am missing a lot of info.
I cut
Okay,
it
what
out,
do you
don't
need to
worry.
know?
Yeah. Brendan, what's up, man? I'll tell you who I am.
Okay,
Tradesies.
I'll do that.
I know. I
am
need
the
to get
nanny.
more info for the quiz.
Okay.
Who are
And
you?
at this point, if I get voted out, I mean,
I've been lying to everybody. I'm the
why not
page.
share?
Great. The lying is good.
Yeah, because I've been telling the winners the truth, but I haven't been telling other people.
You know I'm a winner.
Yeah, because we all are in this room.
Cause commotion. Move to the hall for the rest of the round.
Oh fuck.
Will you guys vote Alana?
Alana.
Alana.
Oh fuck.
I would, but I can't.
Okay.
Sure.
I would, but
Great.
I can't.
Okay.
Because he's been eliminated. He doesn't have a vote.
But
That, like,
also,
that's all the info I got. Paige. That was it.
And
Thanks,
did you believe him?
Constellation.
Yes, I did.
All right.
But
I definitely
also,
put that on my thing.
Tell you that Liza was looking for you, and he knew that.
mm-hmm.
Brendan.
What?
He didn't have time because like it was
He
like,
knew that Liza was coming for you, or he thought he knew, but he
Mhm.
didn't tell you. And he asked you to vote for Alana.
I do vote for Alana.
Well, I have an
Brendan,
idea. If we're all in
sneaky.
here and we vote for ourselves, we beat the
But
game.
also
So,
Brendan
guys, let's
and Alana were in a room
system.
together, but then
Oh,
turned against each other, and were gunning after each other.
Can you unpack that a little?
Now.
Brendan
No,
clearly
Brendan.
thought that Alana had
Now,
poisoned
right
him.
now.
Right?
Oh, we have to do it now?
Okay,
Oh.
you know what? Someone shout out a name and I'll vote. Just do it.
Brendan, I'm curious about that person's role.
Oh, that it might not be true.
Well, no, I'm just curious if you got confirmation.
I did not.
Okay.
But I probably shouldn't say anything at this point. I waited.
Are
too
they
long.
talking about me? I don't know.
Who am I voting for? Who am I voting for?
I
Anybody?
In the spirit of the game, I'm not going to say anything. Rude.
Oh no, is that in the group chat?
Brendan tries so hard.
In the mass group chat.
Oh my god.
Just saying. I would be going after somebody who got a bounty, which that hasn't happened for me at all, because I don't know who it is.
You don't have Wait, what do you
Was
mean?
Brendan eliminated at the
Four
end?
people have gotten their bounties out already, so I would be
He was the
targeting
fifth.
one of them so that they don't get
But
initial
nobody
token for
knows.
surviving this round.
Right.
Rather than someone who hasn't voted correctly once this entire game so far. I can say my votes right now.
It's definitely Caitlin versus Brendan in the end.
You know, we
We've
could
got
just share
3
everything,
votes for
'cause then when we fill
Caitlin,
out like the Google Doc, we
but
like,
Caitlin votes for
have-
Brendan.
We all get the
And we've
points.
got
That's
4
true.
votes for
Oh, that's
Brendan,
interesting.
although someone
That's a fun theory.
cookbooks,
I don't
aka
know.
cockblocks,
We've all voted.
Brendan's
It's like
vote.
now, like
And I bet Brendan was
yeah, we
voting
can
for
do
Caitlin.
that. We should
So
do
it
that.
would have been a tie.
I will say that
And
I
Sharon would
was
have gone
the
home
butler,
with the
but
scapegoat.
I'm not
We're
anymore.
not anymore.
That doesn't really help at all.
It doesn't.
And then
I'll start. I am the
Joanna is the
housekeeper.
only one who votes for
that?
Alana.
Liza.
I didn't know who to vote
Liza, your role
for.
changed?
Brendan might have
I was
voted for
gonna
Alana.
say we
I
should
don't
do
know.
what X did and everybody
don't
just give a useless piece of information.
There is something in the water tonight. Feisty. Okay, so everyone should have received a Google form in the public WhatsApp. You're now going to fill that form out. After you have filled that form out, again, with what people ended the game as, not what they began the game, filling it out with what people ended the game as. We're going to take a 5-minute break. And then when we return from the 5, we will go over all of the drama that ensued. Because there was certainly a lot of it.
Yeah.
I cut out most of
my
this.
link redirected me to
Incredible.
a website to support some Nigerian king. Should I do that, or is that like
Ben,
it's just thinking about a bank account?
please don't submit your social.
No, that was the first thing I said. They were like, just text it to me. I was like, no big deal.
Sounds like
I
there's a
also
new
on the
weapon
quiz
card.
already.
in
I
play
heard none
this
of
time
this.
around.
Look at me. I'm not.
You are so focused.
That was funny. I hadn't heard that.
Everyone muted themselves,
This is-
and since
I've always done so
not
well on this
don't
part,
show
and this time
non-video
around, I
non-video participants,
simply
we cut to just the two of them
Slowly
talking.
coming back in.
Okay.
So this is the end of the 5.
The end of the 5, yeah.
Who else do I need?
We're about to get results. No one knows who the final person
Brendan
eliminated
with the
was.
page.
We know that it's Brendan,
I have
but
no
Brendan doesn't know yet.
idea.
Kevin's having a late night snack.
Is the
Support.
footman 100% confirmed a character that was in this game? Alright, I'm gonna assign random roles to people now.
I know. I
am
just got to that point. I was like, here's the few I know.
Like,
You are
so
This is
listening,
the
but you're
least
muted.
I've ever known. I've gotten a
I stayed
perfect
at my
score and
computer
I've
the
been
whole
one
time,
off, and I don't know about half of the people.
Wow.
So the final quiz,
Granted, we were locked. I
Elena,
got
you
locked
get
in a room
6
with 2
people,
people for one of the rounds.
and Joanna
Oh,
gets
Kevin
the
and I got locked in the attic.
I did make it difficult.
We had fun in the attic.
Sharon, I have a confession to make.
Yeah.
Steve and
I was
Brendan both
given
get
the
9
scapegoat card.
people.
And is
in
that
the
the
round where I
most?
got eliminated.
Yeah.
The most
Pass
was
it in
9.
the next round, and I passed it to
So
you.
Brendan is acting like he
that's how
doesn't
I
have
got
any
it.
idea what's going
Yeah.
on, but he
Also, I
clearly
was getting people to
does.
vote for you because the
Or he
footman
guessed really
found
well.
out, which is who you were, was my bounty.
But
Knowing
fair enough.
Brendan,
So
Fair enough.
sorry to betray
I see you, Brendan.
our alliance and trust.
It's okay. I understand. You got to look out for number 1.
It's all for the tokens that I
Okay.
can't do anything with.
That we can't do anything with, right?
The whole part about Twist is that
Okay.
you're
I
looking
will
out
be
for
back.
number
I'm
1,
actually
but
gonna
everyone
run to the
understands it's a
restroom before we
game.
run out of
Like there's like no feelings
I feel like, oh god.
when you get
I'm the
backstabbed.
last
I
one.
mean, it
I
hurts in the
genuinely-
moment, but
Oh my God.
Yeah, well, because I just
quickly
I have so many not
All
filled
is fair
in
in love and
that
twist.
I like have
all
to
is
try to
fair
make
in
sure
love
I'm
and
not filling
twist.
Absolutely.
twice.
Merch on Etsy.
But like,
Just
I would
released.
100% put people twice.
I have no idea.
I was like,
have
I don't know.
no
Maybe this is
idea.
Follow the link in the chat.
for all of them. Even my own.
Everyone is
I genuinely think I didn't vote correctly once that whole game, because I don't think the person I voted for in the last round will get eliminated either.
Well,
Brendan
it
is
was
the
you get
imposter.
eliminated.
Oh my gosh, you
No.
weren't kidding
That
about
is
the all is
that was
fair in love and
that
twist
was
merch.
honest. I voted.
Yeah.
he's among us.
I voted
It's
Alex
there.
the first time,
Visit our
and then I
Etsy.
voted
I'm glad I
South
waited. I'm
Spouts.
excited.
Yeah. None of
It's
us
also
happened.
funny how invested people get in the game.
I
Like you
voted
had a
South based
5-minute
off
break, but
information
you decided to
completely
keep
incorrect.
talking about the game because you're like so like I need to know what happened.
Why did you vote me the first time? Why was everybody
I
going
asked.
for me?
Because I was told, because Alena, I was trying to help her out.
Elena,
You were my bounty, Alex.
leading the charge.
I won't forget that.
We knew from the get go, and I was like, take him down.
It was the one piece of information I had the whole game. And I
the
used
only
it right
thing that I
away.
knew.
Take him down.
The only thing I actually like confirmed in that entire game. Everything else was like, what is happening?
And it was only because I inspected
barely
you
saw
at the
Liza
beginning,
that whole
because I
game,
remembered that you
too.
lied about your role last time.
Oh,
So
'cause I was
like,
a-
you should
I
find
was
out who
avoiding
Alex is
her.
right away. She's gonna lie about it.
That is true. I had the booby trap card though, so even if I was your bounty, you don't get points for it.
Uh-oh.
And I realized that I should have just been saying that at the beginning, but I didn't.
You realized, meaning I told you that.
Yeah.
Kevin, savage.
Whatever. I switched the role with you, Alex. So
I knew you
even
did
if
that.
you
Oh, I'm
put-
so glad I put that.
yeah. So now I'm a buckler. And my bounty is a buckler.
When I was filling out my survey, the only person I knew that had switched roles was Alex. So for everyone I didn't know, I just put Alex, hoping that one of them would be right. And get me. So, you know, we'll see if it works.
I'm just really curious to see what all the ties were. I just want
And
to know
Leah
all
got
the ties.
8 people.
That's pretty good.
Joanna, Noam just texted me and he was like, make alliances with her.
Which is hilarious because I was your bounty and then I switched with you so I'd be my own bounty.
Hi, friends.
Hi.
Oh.
Technically, we've got 45 more seconds, but I didn't expect all of you to be here. Other than, sorry, continue. You've got 40 seconds. I care about my theatrical
Did
breaks.
someone cut the
phone line? No, nobody cut a phone line.
I was gonna cut a phone line until I got poisoned.
Whoopsies.
You got it just in time. I don't know who poisoned me still. I guess I'll find out in this recap. You don't need to reveal yourself now.
I'm so excited for this recap. I feel like we were all like firing
We
on
don't
all
reveal a whole lot
we have
because we have the next game.
All over the place.
It sure was. And I'm just going to get us started. Round one, you might recall, many moons ago, our first person eliminated was Steve. Steve was eliminated because he was holding the scapegoat. Steve had 4 votes, tied with Alex, also had 4 votes. Ben and Kevin all had 3 votes. So there were 4 like clear targets from the jump. But Steve got past the scapegoat and he was the first sent adrift. Then moved to round 2, where Alex was eliminated. Alex was the cook. So you might have a happy Sharon because Sharon had the cook bounty, except Alex was holding the booby trap, which means that you don't collect your coins, Sharon. Also, round 2 was crazy because hostage was played, which meant that everyone was stuck in rooms. So there were like 2 really big rooms and 2 really small rooms. But safety blanket was also successfully played. So Kevin, who had 5 votes, was saved, and Alex, his fiance, was sent home, which, again, here we are. Poor Alex. Then we move into round 3, where Turn Off the Lights was played. Turn Off the Lights is the card that forces an immediate fast vote. It like ends the round early. And we had another hinky vote because the scapegoat then came back, and karma is unfortunate because it came right back like a boomerang and hit Kevin. Kevin was sent home because he was holding the scapegoat in round 3. And that tie was given to him by Leah. Kevin, 4 and 4. We then moved to round 4, where Cause Commotion was played, sending everybody to the hall. The scapegoat took another person out, being Sharon this time, Sharon the footman, meaning Kevin got those points for eliminating Sharon. Then we move into the final round where nobody knows who was eliminated yet. This was our first, actually the one of 5 votes that actually went according to plan with no scapegoat, no anything hinky happening. And Brendan the page was sent home, which means Caitlin can rejoice because she got those cards. Cause Commotion, Turn Off the Lights were both used in that round. We also had the safety blanket used ineffectively twice, as well as the poison, which forces someone to discard all of their cards, used twice. One of those times, the poison was used by someone in the same room that they were poisoning. So literal, no backstabbing, just a dagger to the front.
Brendan is thinking.
So thanks for a feisty game, everybody.
Wait, did Alana
Brendan
poison
calls
me
out
while we were in a room
Alana.
alone together?
But it wasn't
them.
cannot confirm or deny.
And she's just laughing.
What it is you speak of, Brendan, because we're about to move
It
into
was
our
Ben,
second game.
and Ben's like,
and
no, it was
today's
probably
twist
me.
is that these tokens that you just acquired
Oh,
are going
gosh.
to roll over into 5-course meal. These tokens are going to roll over. So for those of you who
Everyone's
went
so
balls to the
upset
wall,
with
I
me.
appreciate your gumption. But now these tokens are going to
Because
roll over
everybody
into
everybody
5-course
played
meal.
harder
This is
than
what our tokens
they might have,
look
or
like.
differently than they
We've
might have.
got
correct.
Well, actually, I'll look at rolls correct. This wasn't a hard one. You all when I came in, you all were saying that you didn't have any idea what was going on, which may or may not have been reflected in the survey. Nobody got a 2-digit correct answer, but we had one person one person got 9 correct, and that person was 2 people. I lied. I'm being corrected. 2 people got 9 correct. Brendan and Steve. Brendan and Steve both got 9 correct, and then a smattering of 8, 7, 6s.
Which ultimately equates to 5 points.
Our scores
because it
look
rounds up.
something like this. We've got Alex with 5, stabbed by his fiance. We've got Steve and Sharon with 7. Jessica, Brendan,
So Steve got a
Alena,
lot of
and
points,
Alana
but
with
he
8.
spent a lot of tokens
Allison
on
with
weapons.
9. Liza, Joanna, and Ben with 10. Leah and Caitlin tying for second place with 11, meaning Kevin has 12. And I don't think I need to reiterate this point, but I'm going to. Kevin is the 2-time champion of Twist. He is the
What were
only
you saying
person
about
who has
rounding
won
up, Josh?
twice in this entire
second.
universe. So as we move into 5-course meal, you would be remiss not to target him.
Just for me, take him down.
Karma.
I'm
So
very much on the Take Kevin Down page right now, too.
with that lovely segment,
Everyone's been on that page.
we are ready to look at our 5-course meal. Oh, geez. So number 1, I was a very bad Jeff Probst in that moment and very intentionally told everybody to target Kevin. Sorry, Kevin. We love you. That Joanna, the points. So everyone gets half of a point for every
Right.
player they correctly match. So if you get 9 players correct, like Brendan did, then he would get 5 points because if he had gotten 8 people correctly, that's a clear 4 points, no
Right.
problem. But if you get 9 people, if you get half a point, it rounds up.
Got it.
So even if you get just yourself correctly, you're going to walk away with 1 point.
Got it. Thank you. Thank you.
Of course. So
Still
that
learning. Still learning. Always learning in
learning.
Twist.
Always. That ends our playback of Twist. And I guess I'll open the floor to both of you, but like my initial thoughts are just like we talked about it throughout, but it's so crazy that we can watch 2 separate people's journeys, and you all you didn't really overlap in the beginning, and then you have heavy overlap in the middle, and then like everybody overlapped in the end. But it's so fascinating to me that people can be running around this virtual manner and like not interact with some people the entire time. Like Alana has an entire arc that we didn't get to see any of. And we didn't see a lot of Brendan. We didn't see any of Allison. Like, it's
Barely.
just Jessica. Like, so many people have entire arcs. They were there for that entire time, but we didn't see them at all. And like some games are intentionally designed where you have to talk to everybody. And some games like this one, you don't have to talk to them. Like, you should and you can, but like you can also figure out information about them just by talking to your people. So like if Alena and Joanna don't talk to Jessica, that doesn't mean that Leah didn't talk to Jessica and then you all talk to Leah. So like by the transitive property, like you end up like getting information from a bunch of different pods. But it's just so fascinating to me that like we missed entire arcs. We could watch another 40-minute section that's just Alana and like we wouldn't see any overlap.
You missed a whole storyline, basically. That went
She's a
down.
whole
Well,
Yeah.
maybe that's gonna be your next week.
Dun dun dun. On It's Playback, Twitch.
It's a playback on a playback.
Correct.
There we go.
Alena, do you have thoughts after watching your journey and Joanna's journey?
Yeah, actually, I wanted to go back to last week when we did our
Please.
first live stream.
Mhm.
So I watched it after we played it. So I rewatched it, and that was different because I think it was Eric who was going around.
Max was jumping around. Yeah.
Around and like filming us. So we knew where he was, but like we still continued talking like as if everything's all right. So that was interesting to watch the journey of not one person but like the whole group, but again, like he would come into one room and you have no idea what was happening like a second ago. So you kind of like thrown in the middle of a conversation and like you're kind of lost. Yeah, and here like you also when you come in and when you come in into a room and like you also like first like couple minutes you're just listening what's going on. Yeah, but like I was so dreading watching it with Joanna because I knew I like totally like betrayed her trust.
But now you all will make the ultimate unsuspecting alliance.
I know, like everyone like Joanna and I, we are now like totally.
Yeah, never. No, it's okay. I totally understand. Actually, it that is I would hope you would do that. Otherwise, it's I don't know. Like that's great. We're watching that unfold. That's more interesting than loyalty. What's loyalty? I thought that was really fun to watch all that. I mean, I think that you know, this was the first game we played in this
Yeah, we
evening.
played 2 and we played 5-course meal right after this.
So I yeah, as Josh said, I think it's interesting. I think that like if Bounty's like not the first, it just kind of that all affects, I think, a bit how you're moving around or what alliances you've established. Like this was us establishing some connections.
Totally.
So I think in a way, and I think that that's kind of, yeah, I mean, I knew a couple people from playing previous games, so I ended up kind of like Leah and Ben and Steve or whatever. You kind of stay. I didn't have the urge to move around as much, but it was really interesting to see Alena's first and see what was developing, and then watch us like. I thought that was really really fun. And I just guess I just love Twist. So like I could watch this all day. I would, I just could. I can't. It's so awesome. And I mean, I just think it should be said that like this development of this game happening when it happened in July and when we were all like, I think it's just so brilliant because it really feels like you're experiencing traveling through all these things. Like, I don't know. I just think it's the coolest thing. And I mean, maybe we didn't say this, but like it's done through breakout rooms on Zoom. So you're like looking at the whole manor and choosing a room to go to, and the rooms have limits of how many people are allowed to be in there. If you heard people say, "Oh, I'm breaking this room," it means it was one too many people of who's allowed in there. But it just like creates this like really tactile experience. It's hard to explain, but I really feel super in it. As you can tell, by the way, we both played that game. You're really like in it. I don't know. I went off on a tangent, but I feel like watching it again just like reaffirms like, wow, I was really in a zone. I don't know what zone that was, but it's great. And all of the Twist games I love all of them. Bounty is really cool, but watching them, any of them back would be awesome.
Totally. Yeah. Thank you, Joanna.
Of course.
Eric, do you have final thoughts?
No, not really. I think it was super interesting to see how much they interlaced. When pulling and asking the two of you to come back and join, we scanned through each of your all's journeys, not paying attention or anything, just to see who you interacted with most. And I didn't realize how much you interacted in the second half until watching this. I was like, oh, wow. They really are together for a fair amount of the second half. And
well, we were forced to be together.
You can thank
That's
Ben.
true.
You can thank Steve, I think, played the second one. I don't remember entirely, but that's all I've got. Thank you both so much for joining us.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, absolutely. That was fun.
I will bookend us with thank you to everybody who watched, and thank you to the people who didn't watch because you're out on the streets celebrating and dancing and drinking. And I think that this is a big day. And again, to provide context, we all at the beginning 2 hours ago were watching Joe Biden give a speech and Kamala Harris, and I I think it's important to always reiterate that we at Twist understand that Twist is very much like an escapism kind of thing, and it takes us out of the real world briefly. I think you all just both beautifully articulated that like you get so invested and so into it that like you forget about the real world for a second. And I think that that's what theater does. And right now in this time where we don't have theater because of COVID, and because there are lots of like social things that we need to look at when creating theater, specifically regarding civil rights and Black Lives Matter, and making sure that all parties are represented fairly and equally. I think that Twist fills a small part of that hole that like lets you escape from the real world for a moment, which is important because all of these things that we're fighting right now are a marathon, not a sprint. And we're going to continue fighting them for the rest of the time that we're alive. And I'm glad that like we have created a thing that I think taps into that somehow, accidentally. But Black Lives Matter and civil rights, gay rights matter. COVID is still a thing. What was that, Elena?
Arts matter.
Arts matter. And stage managers matter. Hashtag YSM.
Yeah. Yes.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Ugh.